A holiday hockey special from the Fleet Center in Boston, home of the Boston Bruins today. Wayne Gretzky and the Los Angeles Kings next on ESPN. For the last 2 seasons, the Kings' Wayne Gretzky has shouldered the burden of missing the playoffs. But now a rejuvenated Gretzky is back in the hunt for a 10th scoring title. The Kings are near the top, and the rookie Vitaly Yachmanev leads all rookies in scoring with 20. At the other end, rookie Byron Dafoe has been the surprise in net, stopping a barrage of shots every game. It all adds up to a lot of smiles in L.A. For the Boston Bruins, the season brought some new faces like hometown product Kevin Stevens. Along with perennial all-stars Raymond Bourque and the scoring of Cam Neely, there were great expectations at the Fleet Center. But the Bruins season started upside down. They struggled to get above 500. There's a rookie in net. They haven't lost in their last 3. Bruins next. And we continue the holiday feasting. Welcome to the Fleet Center in Boston as the Boston Bruins take on, for the first time this season, the Los Angeles Kings. And a very happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Gary Thorne, Bill Clement, Brian Ingram, delighted to have you with us on this holiday Friday. For the Boston Bruins, the problems continue in net. Well, Gary, naturally the Bruins tried to downplay their problems in goal, but 3 games ago when they called up Scott Bailey from the American League, the cat officially really hopped out of the bag. Scott Bailey wasn't even on the depth charts 2 years ago, but the Bruins have asked him to do one thing, not to be spectacular, simply to stop the pucks that are stoppable. He has done that, and as a result, he is undefeated so far in his NHL career. He's not lost in 3 starts. And those are the only games he's ever played in the National Hockey League. We're not going to say the same about 99. He's played all kinds of them, and he's still playing well. Wayne wants a scoring title, but the team is 0-2 on this road trip. A win today is what Wayne Gretzky wants. Wayne Gretzky and the Los Angeles Kings continue this road trip of 5 games today against the Boston Bruins. And here in Boston, you talk about names like Bobby Orr and Rick Middleton. And the man who's on the ice continuing that tradition, Cam Neely.
Last year, over 1.5 million cars were stolen in the United States. That's 1 every 20 seconds. And when a thief is looking to steal a car, he's looking for one to drive away now. The fact is, all cars are targets for car theft. New cars may have a higher value, but older cars can bring in big cash for their parts. So if you're not using the club, you're inviting a thief to steal your car. Stop. Don't fall prey to car theft. Get the club. It's police-recommended anti-theft protection that's guaranteed for up to $1,500, and it works. Statistics show that the club is over 99% effective in reducing auto theft. Protect your vehicle from theft with the club. Now available in a variety of highly visible colors.
If the club can protect your car, imagine what we can do for bikes. Ask your retailer for the Bike Club, new from Winter International.
It's time for the NHL. So when they ice it, hook it, save it, and score it, you'll need to know. NHL Tonight on ESPN2, Tuesday through Saturday at 11:30 p.m.
ESPN's coverage of National Hockey Night is brought to you by Subaru. Test drive an all-weather, all-road, all-wheel drive Subaru today. By EA Sports, makers of NHL 96. If it's in the game, it's in the game. And by Bud Ice, the official beer sponsor of the NHL.
Boston Bruins have a 71-28-8 edge, some edge against Los Angeles. Brian Ingram.
Curtis Joseph's name has been in the news an awful lot lately. The Edmonton Oilers goaltender currently playing in the International League. Boston Bruins want him badly. His agent's been talking to Bruins general manager Harry Sinden. They're a couple of $1 million apart. There's some work to do. But apparently everybody wants to know who's going to be going from the Bruins to Edmonton. Blaine Locker's had a problem in net here. And there's a couple of guys like Cherkowski, Roloff, Sean McEachran perhaps, who might be going to Edmonton. And we'll have to see exactly who is going to end up going to the Edmonton Oilers and if Joseph is going to end up here, guys.
And we're ready to go. It's Stumple who wins the faceoff against Wayne Gretzky, and Raymond Bourque takes the first shot, dumps it in on Defoe. We'll have Scott Bailey and Brian Defoe, two rookies in net, although they are older rookies. Dump back along the near side, Neely. Neely spun around, swept it in. Marty McSorley there. McSorley got it taken away. Finally just jammed out of the zone. Ray Bourque comes back to get it. Bourque continues to log an enormous amount of ice time in this, his 17th National Hockey League season. Gretzky stole it, looking to Granato. Granato tried to tip it back, could not get the shot off. Stumple plays it back the other way, and the Bruins move it up ice. Teams with a couple of chances early sent in by Cal McLaren. McLaren's had a bad back for Boston, their young 18-year-old defenseman. Back still bothering him, but skated yesterday and felt as though he could play today, so he's in the lineup. So we'll see that 18-year-old. We will not see Aki Berg, the young defenseman, Los Angeles Kings. He is a coach's scratch in this one. Boston making the change. Dumped out in front. Nobody could connect. Stevie Leach had cut in, but already gone by the puck. Fireside Segurov there. Checked it up off the near side boards. Both these teams have had trouble defensively. Interesting to see how they play each other here in this game. Chip back into the corner. Donato back. Ted Donato tied up over there. Segurov was on him. Nobody out in front yet. Back near side point. Roloff. Shot blocked out deep. Played off the near side corner. Bruins trying to get that puck down low in the good scoring positions early in this game. O'Donnell backed that one off the back of the net. Segurov gets it out of the zone. Intercepted by Leach. Leach moving it in. 2-on-2. Tried to drop it off. Got tied up from behind. Stevie Leach on the intercept. Segurov back. Long shift here for the Kings.
Real long. The Boston Bruins have really improved defensively over the last week to 10 days. Yes, they really struggled early in the season, but they will take away the neutral zone. Segurov tried to force that puck through the middle. Steve Leach cut it. Watch for the Bruins to be far more patient defensively than the Kings.
Stevie Hines comes out with Moger and Reed on the so-called fourth line for the Bruins. It'll be chipped back in behind the net. Scott Bailey, the 23-year-old rookie, back to get it. Dumped into the middle. Moger could not get that. Shot deflected up in the air as Kristich was there. Dmitry Kristich back. Drews behind the net. Drews tried to center, tied up. Jammed around near side and out of the zone. Kings coming back in their own end. Steve Finn working on D. Yari Curry is out there. Curry working with a line with Drews and Kristich. There's Dmitry Kristich. Kristich winds up, takes it wide on Bailey. Went for the wide side and missed it all. Both teams over the boards. Near side, Rob Cowie. Cowie sends it in. Bailey knocks it away. Bailey in net with a 2-0-1 mark in his NHL career, all coming here in the last 3 games for the Bruins.
And really appropriately, he has said he is taking it one game at a time. All this talk of Curtis Joseph coming here in a trade with the Edmonton Oilers, and here is Scott Bailey in the middle of the mix.
The man who's held up the fort for the Kings, rather surprisingly, Byron Defoe, the 24-year-old.
Well, here is a guy that really didn't get much of a shot in the NHL until this season. When Kelly Rudy, the LA Kings' #1 goaltender up until this season, hurt his ankle before the year began, Byron Defoe didn't get a chance. He is their regular man right now. Scott Bailey at the other end, 4 games ago, wasn't even in the NHL, but is undefeated now. That is the longest stretch of games this season so far for the Bruins without a loss. 3 games.
Ray Bourque has said inconsistency is how you define us. Cam Neely dumped away. First line out there for Boston against the so-called fourth line of the Kings is Conacher, Crowder, and Brown are out there on this line for Los Angeles. Intercepted. McEachran shot right through the crease. Defoe the save. Crowder on the far side cleared it out of the zone. Stevie Hines had to come back to get it. No score. We're in the first period here in Boston. Bruins. Stumple, nice pass. McEachran the move. Shot and a save made. Marty McSorley got swung around on that one. Cam Neely in front, so's McEachran. Tipped away by Brown. Penalty coming up. It'll be a cross-checking call on the Los Angeles Kings. And a power play coming up for the Bruins when we come back.
guys are persistent.
Well, they're no match for the world's first sport utility wagon.
Oh, really?
All-wheel drive Subaru Outback's got more headroom than a Cherokee.
Uh-huh.
The ground clearance of an Explorer.
So you said.
Ride smooth as any car.
Got any more of those tidbits?
What, like more stability in a turn than a Chevy Blazer?
Sure, that'll do.
That's my Subaru Outback. World's first sport utility wagon.
Hey, guys, what do they call this Bud? Ice? Ice brewed. No, the bottle looks like ice. Bottle does look like ice. It's ice brewed, just the bedhead. The bottle is jagged and it looks like ice. Ice brewed. Jagged. Hey, you guys. Take it outside. Okay, Coach.
Bud Ice, the official beer of the Hanson brothers.
Stupid machine took my quarter.
Sean McEachern has read his own name in the newspapers, rumored to be headed to Edmonton as part of the Curtis Joseph deal. He wants to play so well, Harry Sinden won't be able to trade him. Stumple dropped a nice one to him. McEachern's got terrific speed. I mean, naturally, Glenn Sather of the Oilers would want McEachern. Watch this stop and then shot move. Cam Neely driving for the rebound.
Power play here as Cowie goes on the cross check at 3:34. The Kings are shorthanded. The power play for the Bruins, 13th in the league, penalty killing 10th right now for the Los Angeles Kings. Ray Bourque, as you'd expect, heads it up on the power play. 5 power play goals. Tip back shot deflected wide. Neely. Cam Neely. Ray Bourque. Save made. Defoe rebound. Neely scores. Cam Neely. 1-0 Boston.
You know, I've seen the Boston Bruins twice in the last 10 days. Now that they have put 3 games together without a loss, already they look like a team that is less panicked than they were 10 days ago. Watch Stevens here try to carry it through. No panic. Stumble with a real nice pass to Neely and a terrific save by Byron Defoe. But then back to Ray Bourque. Byron Defoe directed the rebound right to Cam Neely. Here's Ray Bourque's shot. And there was a bit of a screen to the right, but you can see that Defoe deflected the rebound right through Darryl Sador's feet to Cam Neely. Backhands, no problem for Cam Neely. Bruins lead 1-0.
Cam Neely gets the power play goal, his 4th power play goal, and his 10th overall, giving the Bruins the early lead here in this first period on the first power play chance of the game. And it didn't take them long to get there. And it was created because of Cowie's penalty, where the Bruins had jammed the net at full strength, forcing Cowie into the penalty. Gretzky dumps that one ahead. Yachmanev, the rookie, brings it in. Yachmanev leading all rookies in scoring with 20. Granato, the hit, and he got away with it. Tony Granato got almost a knee on that one. Granato moves up on the check. Dumped off the near side board, Sean O'Donnell, and a whistle on this one. And it'll be a glove pass called in and out of the zone. Cam Neely putting the Bruins up on the power play, their 5th shot of the period. Bourque and Stumple got the assist. 3:59 the time of the power play goal.
There is no question Cam Neely needs a center that can really set him up for that huge shot that he's got in the quick release. Without Adam Oates, yes, his goal scoring will suffer a bit, but he's picked it up in the assist department. He has more assists than goals. Only twice in his 12-year career has Neely had more assists than goals. Here's that hit by Sandy Moger on little Vitaly Yachmanev. Everybody has tried to discourage Yachmanev, including Sandy Moger, but this young rookie for the Kings is not to be discouraged, even by Sandy Moger.
Yachmanev playing with Gretzky, number 1. That's going to help you. He's leading rookie scorers. He is also 4th in the league in plus-minus with a +13. Not bad for the man on the Gretzky line this season for the first time. Leach knocked down, taken away on the near side by Dmitry Kristich. Kristich had it tipped away as Yuri Curry had moved in at center. Moger the other way looking up ice. Shot Stevens, save made by Defoe. Puck was right on Kevin Stevens, who got the opportunity. Stevens trying to put some more points up on the board for this team.
He's trying to, Gary, but he's not pressuring himself the way he pressured himself the first 10 games. He told me before the game he hardly slept his first 10 games. Number 1, he was not used to playing and not picking up the points that he was used to in Pittsburgh. But he has understood after talking to not only his coach, but some of the players, the veteran players like Neely and Bourque, that he can contribute in so many other ways. He deserves a good night's sleep.
Point shot, that hit the outside of the net. John Roloff blasting that one, and it took the post on the near side. Another name mentioned in a possible deal with St. Louis is Roloff.
Sean McEachern, John Roloff, Mariusz Czerkowski are the 3 most prominent names that have been mentioned. Missed by about 4 inches, 4 or 5 inches.
Face-off coming to the left of Defoe again. Off the draw, rolled back as Todd Ellick was on the face-off, won it. Marty McSorley swung it out for Tocchet. Comes away to center. They've got to get back on side. Flipped in, Cowie back to get it. Cowie and Marty McSorley teamed up defensively out there. Yari Curry's line out there now. Curry's got Kristich with him. Drops it back for Cowie to McSorley. He intercepted Stevens. Stevens to Leach. Leach tried to move it in. Cowie knocked it away. Real trouble for Los Angeles in the first 5.5 of this game getting out of the zone.
And they're not adjusting to what Boston is doing, Gary. Every time the Kings come up the boards, they try to force it to the middle. It's all Bruins right there.
They're coughing it up right at the blue line, as they have done a lot this season. McSorley and Ellick have a couple of words. Want to remind you, National Hockey Night coming up on Tuesday, December 12 at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. The Detroit Red Wings, who have been red hot, take on the St. Louis Blues. Where are they going, and who's going to be there to go with them? National Hockey Night, Tuesday, December 12, the Red Wings and the Blues. Off the face-off, taken back by LA in their own end. The Kings have only one shot on net here with a 6 for Boston. Cam Neely's power play goal coming on the 5th shot they had. Rick Zombo back for the Boston Bruins. He's getting some D time. Boston has continued to shuffle their defensive players. Bounced off the near side boards for Neely. Neely sent it behind the net. Kicked back out in front. Pat Conacher there. Conacher starts it up. Misfire. They do not clear the zone again. Sean McEachran. McEachran waiting for help. Didn't have anybody to pass to. Taken off behind the net and cleared out by O'Donnell.
Well, when Pat Conacher tries to force it to the middle, you know you've got perhaps a confidence problem. He is a seasoned veteran. There was lots of room on that play up the boards, but the Kings have been outscored 10-4 in 2 consecutive road losses.
Stumble to McEachran looking into the middle. Save made. Defoe. Rebound put away by Crowder. Cleared around, gnawed out, came right back into the middle. Conacher swept at it. And Kevin Brown is able to get it out of the zone. Brown, one of the many rookies the Los Angeles Kings have had in the lineup this year. Look at the problem. Stevie Hines. He shot it right through the crease, hoping for a tip. Nobody there. The Kings are coughing it up virtually every time they attempt to get out of the zone.
Yeah, the Bruins have hardly generated any attack on their own. It's all been turnovers.
Been right there along the blue line or even deeper that the Bruins have had it handed to them. Stevie Hines in the corner. Hines poked it back in behind the net. Reed couldn't get it. Yannick Perreault around the boards. Drews was over. Got beaten to the puck by Kyle McLaren. Taken in behind the net. Boston. Durkowski looking to the middle. Durkowski had to come out along the boards. They circle. They're getting open. And they're controlling the puck. Ray Borg reached in. Jammed it in. It is onside. Great play, Borg. Stevie Hines rolling into the goaltender. And the puck underneath Defoe. Great play by Bork to hold it in, creating the opportunity for Hines. The Bees lead it 1-0.
You think you got a game? Mine's a stick-toting, rocket-launching, freezer-burning, glass-cleaning, blurry little twine denting, board-eating, crunch, top shelf with the peanut butter, stand-em-up, mucking, ice-lounging, drop-passing, puck-extracting, blue line bouncing, bring it on, crash dummy, hard-to-keep-up with Carice monkey kind of game. You want some of that? Bring your best game. NHL 96, the ultimate judge on any of these home arenas. If it's in the game, EA Sports. It's in the game.
Welcome to Hockey 101. This is the puck. This is the net. This is the Zamboni. These are hits. These are saves. These are goals. And this, well, this is the ice. Bud Ice and Bud Ice Light, the official beer sponsors of the NHL.
Byron Defoe has been extremely tough for the Kings in net, and he's having to be early in this game again.
Well, he has been a picture of focus. When a goaltender is right, he almost never loses sight of the puck. Watch Defoe get wiped out. He actually can tell the puck is right under his feet there. Byron Defoe in the last couple of weeks, I've seen him twice, never seems to lose sight of the puck, even in a scramble.
.915 save percentage for Defoe coming into this game as the Kings give up a ton of shots, and they're doing it again here. The only shot they had came from outside the blue line. Cowie took it. In fact, he was right at the red line. Wayne Gretzky drops it in front. Shot, and that one just went wide. Yachmanev had the opportunity. Gretzky set him up. Gretzky again to Yachmanev. This time blocked back up to the near side point. Good play, Granato, who blocked that last one. Ted Donato going to stick on it. Here's Ray Bourque. Bourque clearing it around, not out of the zone. First sustained pressure put on by the Kings here. It'll be a 3-on-2 the other way. Kings getting back. Mullen with a puck. Mullen dropped it in. Stevens! Shot deflected wide. And Donato on the wide wing side. Gretzky leads the rush for the Kings. 1-0. Boston on top. Out shooting the Kings 11-1. Back into center, Cowie, who's picked up the only penalty.
This would be the matchup that the Boston Bruins want against the Wayne Gretzky line. With Ray Bourque on the blue line, Ted Donato's line up front.
Cowie again at center waiting. The Kings are changing it up behind the play. Sent back into the near side corner. Looking into the middle, Jari Kurri was skating through, never got the puck back to him. Knocked down by Tocchet. Tocchet gets knocked down. He looked for a penalty and didn't find one there, and the Bruins stumble comes the other way. Over to Cam Neely, who bats it up in the air. Into the far side corner, McEachran. McEachran and Tocchet and McSorley were all there. Stumple with it. Stumple back into the corner. Sean McEachran turning. McEachran, backhand shot, tipped in Defoe. Save made on Neely. Great save by Defoe. Cam Neely picked up that rebound and had a tremendous backhand shot.
I think he picked it out of midair on a 360 spin.
And he got a good hard shot on Byron Defoe. Neely drops it back out. They want to change. Stumple moves it in. Stumple waiting for help. McEachran tried to draw it through. McSorley couldn't. McSorley was able to kick it away. Kings changing it up behind the play. Jari Kurri. McSorley's the man in front, now turns back. That left Jari Kurri alone. Kristich goes in behind the net. Back for Jari Kurri. Shot was blocked to the near side boards. Hit Alexei Kasatonov. John Drews. Drews out there with Jari Kurri. Comes to the middle. Shot, save. Rebound, Jari Kurri batted up in the air, and Scott Bailey hangs on. Defoe, Bryan, Engblom.
Byron Defoe has been so busy already. 13 shots early in this hockey game, and Byron in the last 4 or 5 games has been concentrating on the second and third shots a little too often, according to his goaltender consultant, Don Edwards. He wants him concentrating on that first shot again. Take a look at the last replays here. He concentrates so well, he never gives up on a play, but unfortunately for him, he has had to make second and third saves way too often. The Kings have to give him more help in the crease area, guys.
Yeah, he's sure used to getting a lot of shots. Nobody faces more shots in the NHL than Byron Defoe. Some of them he brings on himself with rebounds, but then again, every goaltender gives rebounds sooner or later. The ones that really don't show up are the goaltenders that have defensive guys in front of them that sweep them away and never let the offensive guys get to them.
And both these teams have struggled a bit on defense in that regard, putting more pressure on their goaltenders. Dave Reed. Reed's open. His shot deflected into the corner. Hits Segurov, the defenseman that time. Yannick Perreault turns it up. Kings coming back. Perreault working in the middle. Perreault, Siplikov takes it, missed on the short side. Reed over there. Reed for Boston. He'll be able to get it out of the zone. Stevie Hines breaking up ice. Hines moving in. Hines, the angle. Hines poked away to Defoe. Rebound, score! Who was the last to touch? Sandy Moger out in front. Makes it a 2-0 Bruins lead.
Boy, what a difference a couple of wins make. I'll tell you what, the Boston Bruins look like such a confident team compared to the way they look. There's Steve Kasper, the head coach, giving everybody the tap on the way. And see, that's the way, guys. I've been telling you that for 20 games. Now it's working. Dave Reed made a terrific backhand pass off the boards to Steve Hines. Hines just got around his guy. It was Yannick Perreault as a forward, and all Moger did was follow up on the play. It's never too late to follow the puck to the net. Sandy Moger will tell you that right now.
Good play by Moger to pick up the goal, his third of the season, an even strength goal, and it is a 2-0 Boston lead. Boston trying to extend this 2-0-1 streak they are in, during which they have averaged 4 goals a game, and they've got 2 in the first period here. Back to the point, Donato knocked away. Cleared out. Yachmanev was able to get it out of the zone. Gretzky brings it up. Gretzky moving it in, just lost control of that one. And the Kings will come back into their own end to get it. Still 1 shot for the Los Angeles Kings, and we have played more than 2 shots, I'm sorry. We played more than half of this first period. Ted Donato puts it behind the Kings net. Kevin Stevens reaching for it.
This Kings team only had 18 shots against the New York Islanders 2 nights ago, so their offense is going south too.
Stevens tried to jam it out in front, could not. Stevens Sends it back. Donato on this line. Leach out there, moves in to help out. Sador on top of the pile. Centering pass over the back of the net. All the way up to the dasher and the point. McLaren couldn't hold it in.
That was Steve Leach. He was probably just a little kid when he saw Wayne Gretzky do that.
Yachminev moves in. Ray Bork backs it to the near side. Bork had to go back and cover on that one. Cleared up near side to center. Cowie will dump it right back in. Goal picked up by Moger is third from Reed and Hines at 10-16 after the power play goal by Cam Neely. And the Boston Bruins have a 2-0 lead on the Kings. Here comes Stumple. Wide open to Neely. Stumple passed up the shot. He had nobody near him, and he was in the mid-slot area. Wayne Gretzky and the Kings struggling to try and mount an offense, trailing this one 2-0.
You are seated in section 3.
There is a magic within them, a legendary quality. They are men of miracles. Fly with them in this extraordinary new video, NBA Legacy, Living Legends to Rising Stars. You also get the officially licensed NBA team sweatshirt of your choice. Both the authentic sweatshirt and the video are free with your paid subscription to Sports Illustrated. NBA Legacy traces a line of superstars as greatness is passed from one generation to the next. You also get a great-looking heavyweight sweatshirt featuring the colorful logo of your favorite NBA team. No matter which team it is, it's free when you order 54 issues of SI for only $1.47 an issue. Save over 50% off the cover price. Use your credit card. Call now and get NBA Legacy plus the team sweatshirt of your choice, both free from Sports Illustrated. It's a sports experience like no other. Sports Illustrated. Get into it.
Wayne Gretzky, who averages more points than any other player in NHL history, over 2.5 against the Boston Bruins. Ouch.
Yeah, one of the big reasons Wayne Gretzky has not put up big points against the Bruins over the years is that the guy that had the most success in shutting him down is behind the Bruins bench. He is Steve Kasper. He won the Selke in 1982 and was runner-up in 88 for the best defensive forward, largely because he was able to do such a terrific job on Wayne Gretzky during his heyday. And he played with Wayne as an LA King. So if anybody knows how to shut Wayne down, it is Steve Kasper.
Couple of first-year coaches working behind the benches in this game. Stevie Kasper, at 34, was the youngest. Not anymore. His place has been taken, of course, by the 28-year-old who's moved into the coaching ranks, Larry Robinson, the great defensive player for the Montreal Canadiens after being behind the bench with the New Jersey Devils last season. Now head coaching for the first time.
Quite a week for Larry Robinson. Thanksgiving yesterday, and Monday night he was in Toronto being inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame. The only player to make it this year. Real emotional time for him. Now he's got to get back to business. They're in the middle of a 5-game in 7-day road trip, the Kings are. They are 0-2 so far, and they have been badly outplayed in crucial points.
Rick Tocchet goes on the interference call at 12:06. The only 2 penalties in this period have been picked up by the Kings. And the Boston Bruins, who came into this game with the 4th fewest number of power play chances, will have their 100th chance of the season. They're second in this game. They scored on the first one. They are 13th in the league in power play goals after finishing 4th in power play percentage last year. Dumped back in behind the net. Already a 2-0 lead for the Bruins. And they'll go after 3 in this power play. Stumple cleared it into the zone. Marty McSorley shoots it right back out by Raymond Bourque. Neely already 4 shots on goal. That's 2 more than the Kings have as a team. Played back behind the net by Raymond Bourque. Bourque starts it up. The defenseman will be at the All-Star game again, which is going to be played right here at the Fleet Center this year. You don't think that announcement will bring some kind of ovation? He's got to already have thought about that a few times. What a great treat for a veteran like Ray Bourque to have the All-Star game on his home ice.
Wayne Gretzky is leading the center ice vote getters in the Western Conference, so unless things change drastically there, he'll be here again.
He certainly will, one way or the other. Segurov in behind the net, couldn't get it. Stevens played it back up to the point. Power play for the Bruins. Ted Donato working a point with Raymond Bourque. There's Donato in the middle. Here's Stumple. Stumple tried to get it back. It's a big play right there for the Bruins to be able to hold it in. Drews could not clear it out. Stumple looking. They've got nobody down low. Now they'll back it in. Donato shot blocked. John Drews trying to break. And will they get him? Yes, they will. Drews had a half step. So a little hook put on there will cost the Bruins 44 seconds worth of power play time. Bill McCreary, our referee, Kevin Collins, Gerard Gauthier are the linesmen. Working in this one. Tomorrow, the NHL continues on the Deuce. Tomorrow at 10:30 Eastern, you will, 10:30 Eastern, Vancouver Canucks and the San Jose Sharks. Canucks now have Esa Tikkanen, a deal that took place last night. Third team he's been in this season. Alexander McGillney there as well with 18 goals. He is first in the National Hockey League in that department. The San Jose Sharks will be the opponents. Canucks on the Deuce tomorrow night.
So Ted Donato was off. Teddy had to be trying to gauge whether or not Ray Bourque was going to be able to catch John Drews. Ray Bourque was just a trucking coming up to try to catch John Drews, so Ted Donato thought, well, I'll just take a little bit of him. Got too much of him.
So it creates a 4-on-4 for another 31 seconds and counting. Boston deep in their own end on Sweeney. Sweeney cleared it up to McEachran. Todd Ellick is out there as well. McEachran on the near side with it. McEachran moving it in on Cowie. Centering pass. Tipped through the middle with Ellick there. Wayne Gretzky the other way. Gretzky moving with Granato in front of him. McSorley trailing. There's McSorley wide open. McSorley. Save made by Bailey. Marty McSorley from his good buddy Wayne Gretzky coming down the right wing. Put it right on the pads though. Centering pass by Granato, intercepted, Stumple out.
Marty McSorley knows one thing. When Wayne Gretzky has the puck on a 2-on-2, don't give up on the play. Once Wayne started to head laterally through the zone, Marty McSorley, who started from behind his own net, finally got open. He just put his head down, pulled away from Todd Ellick, finally got a good scoring chance.
Marty's got 3 goals this season, 5 assists.
There's when Wayne took the left turn, knowing that Marty was coming. Boy, Scott Bailey. One thing you will notice about Scott Bailey, he has not tried to do, and he won't try to do more than he has to against Marty McSorley, Wayne Gretzky. The Bruins have asked Bailey to simply make the saves he should make. Do not be spectacular. Any doubt, Scott Bailey will freeze the puck. He'll go for the face-off. Very conservative with his motion and his movement, and as a result, he's been successful.
Scott Bailey, who played in the minors for 5 seasons before getting the chance here this year. 23 out of Calgary, Alberta. Played at Providence last year in the Bruins organization. That's where he was before he was called up 4 games ago. Yari Curry in his own end. Power play underway here for the Kings now. Their first of the game. Los Angeles this season 6th in the power play, and they bring that one in offside. Already down 2-0. They'll try and get one back. Yari Curry working out there on the power play unit. Yari Curry looking for a Thanksgiving meal yesterday that he couldn't find.
Well, see, that was a new one on me. I didn't know, and this just may be these 2 players, Yari Curry and Aki Berg, the 2 Finnish players for Los Angeles, refused turkey. We're looking for salmon.
That's a New England tradition, though. Salmon with white sauce and peas and onions for Thanksgiving. Well, he's not from New England, but he was here, so I thought maybe he was trying to take in some of the local culture. Apparently, Legal Seafoods didn't have it. Taken back to Ray Bourque. Ships that one in, right off the linesman.
That hit Gerard Gauthier hard, and he had his back turned to it.
Caught him right in the leg. Cleared back ahead to center. 20 seconds left on this power play for the Kings. Yannick Perreault, Tocchet, Yari Curry up front on it. Back in behind the net. The rookie McLaren around the boards and jammed out to center. Joey Mullen working on the penalty killing unit. Got it out of there. Daryl Sador winds up, fakes, moves it in. Trying to set it up here. Goes to Tocchet. Rick Tocchet. Ray Bourque stepped down in front. Gretzky back out. Gretzky moving it to the middle. Tried to get it in front to Perreault. Could not. Had it blocked. Penalties over. And the Bruins kill off that short power play chance of the Los Angeles Kings. Gretzky turning it back up ice the other way. Anchmenev on the far side. Rookie shipped that one in. Boston making sure when Gretzky's out there, they've got a defenseman back way in the zone. Rick Zombo was doing at that time. Marty McSorley in his own end. 4:12 to go here in this first period. Great to have you with us. Hope you are fortunate enough to be with family and friends and continuing the Thanksgiving holiday. Cowie sends it back. Kings have to get back on side. McSorley ahead. Just dumped back to center. And Cowie will go back at his own blue line to pick it up. Cowie on the near side. Got it in. Gretzky looking. Gretzky dumps it off into the corner. Dmitry Kristich has had 4 goals in the last 5 games, ridden off by Donato. And the Bruins started back. Shots 15-3 in favor of the Bruins. Kings, after the 10-minute mark, finally able to mount a little bit of offensive pressure in this game. Not until another turnover. Stumple moving in. Leach in front of the net. Centered for Leach. Too far behind him. Played up along the near side point. Roloff. Roloff pass. Bounced to the near side board. Boston putting good pressure on here. Kevin Stevens shot deflected. Stumple behind the net. Cowie on him. Centering pass blocked. Picked up and Kristich able to get it out. Gretzky waiting. He'll flip it in and they'll change. 3:13 left here at the Fleet Center in this first period. 2-0 lead for the Bruins. One even strength, one on the power play. Back out to center. Intercepted there. Crowder sends it back in. Koski just passed that one up at center for the Bruins. That'll keep him on that block for a trade. Those kind of turnovers.
You know, if that deal does come down, you have to expect the Edmonton Oilers to send some players back this way. There's no way they want a whole great big payroll raise without dumping some payroll stuff themselves. So the Bruins will get people back, I think, besides Curtis Joseph.
Cam Neely's on the right. Sikorsky to Neely. Blocked. Defoe hangs on. It ended up being a 2-on-2 break. The Bruins are up 2-0.
Yeah, you've seen it all. Done it all. Pretty much got it all figured out. But have you got what it takes to be a mountain man? All it takes are the 2 cool beers of the Mountain Man. Smooth Busch beer, easy drinking Busch Light. So, be a mountain man. All you gotta do is head for the mountains.
I don't see him. I think we're safe.
Of course we're safe. We're in my Subaru Outback.
I know the world's first sport utility wagon.
This beauty's got dual airbags, full-time all-wheel drive. It's more stable in the turn than a Blazer.
What else you got?
Better braking than an Explorer. That's my Subaru Outback. The world's first sport utility wagon.
Hi, I'm Cam Neely. Welcome to my workout. Let's start with a little scrimmage. Oh, come on. 1 and 2. Keep those elbows down. Remember to breathe. Now you want to... Let's start with a little... Sorry. Welcome to my workout. Sorry. Playing with blame. Yeah. 3 and... How's that? Come on!
Cam Neely, those are outtakes from the Nike commercial he did. Oh, mercy.
The outtakes are always the best entertainment.
He's got a great sense of humor, though, and he proved that today. He agreed to be interviewed this morning. Dump pass on the far side. The Kings trailing here 2-0. Back into the middle, Yannick Perreault. Tripped up, penalty coming, delayed call, and there it is. Stevie Hines looks like he's going to get to sit for a couple here as the Los Angeles Kings will get a shot at least their first full power play. Nope, it's going to be Raymond Bourque who's gone.
Perreault was cutting through a seam right down the middle. Almost looked like if it was Ray Bourque, somebody turned the wrong way and then went, uh-oh. Got to get him. Here comes Perreault. Yeah, it was Ray Bourque that kind of decided to head to the outside lane. And maybe he assumed that Steve Hines was going to be fast enough to come back and get Yannick Perreault. But finally, the Kings get a power play. Let's check in with Brian.
Boston defenseman Kyle McLaren plays most of his time with Ray Bourque. And it's a good news and bad news sort of a situation because Bourque is the all-time best example. But the problem is for McLaren, he's not physically able to do some of the things that Ray Bourque is. So they have to make sure, the management that is, that they keep track of McLaren and keep him on right track, guys.
Second power play opportunity of the games for the Kings, and a chance after being outplayed rather dramatically in this first period to get this back to a 1-goal game if they can pick one up here. Daryl Sador working out along the point with Yari Curry. Curry's moved up on top on this one. Banged back by Donato. Pocket up front. Near side, Granato. Granato waiting at the point. Shot deflected wide by Sador, off Sador. Tocchet in the corner. Tocchet got tied up over there nicely by Don Sweeney. Back out in front, Yari Curry at the point. Curry sends it around the boards. Back there was Tocchet. Taken away by Sweeney. Can't control. Back up, Yari Curry. They've got Tocchet set up in front. Shot save made by Bailey. Granato looked like he was trying to bounce that one over to Tocchet, but it never got there.
Either that, he was trying the veteran short side shot to try to trick Scott Bailey, but Bailey didn't go for it.
And Bailey had it covered well. Gretzky comes out on the power play unit now. 48 left on it. Off the point, Yari Curry still out there. Intended for Gretzky, couldn't control and cleared out. 2-0 lead. Boston, 39 left on the penalty. A little more than that on the first period clock here as we're in the final minute of period number 1. Kings have plenty of time on it, though. Sent in by McSorley. Tried to get the heart around the boards. Didn't go anywhere. McLaren couldn't clear. Picked up by Gretzky. Gretzky's got some room. Centered. Oh, he had him set up. Kristich was all alone and could not get the tip on net.
The tough play for Wayne Gretzky. He was close enough to Kristich, but had a stick in between him, had to get it up and down the pass.
And Gretzky tried to draw that one back to the forehand, couldn't get it there. 7 seconds left to go in the power play. Gretzky again, back up. Marty McSorley, band on it. And it rolls the length of the ice. McSorley back on the far side. It's twice. Wayne Gretzky has set him up. Once he got a shot. That time he did not. Gretzky tips it in. Yachminev cutting. Power play over. 8 seconds left to go in the period now. Riedel on the boards. McSorley with him. Comes back to the point. Yachminev no chance. And the Boston Bruins on goals by Neely is 10th and Moger is 3rd. Will take a 2-0 lead to the dressing room. And actually for the Los Angeles Kings and Gretzky to come out of this just down 2-0, probably consider themselves lucky. They were outshot 16-4. Steve Levy.
Gary, thanks very much. Pretty interesting first period. Looks like the Kings never got that wake-up call earlier this morning. A 9 a.m. Los Angeles time face-off for them. They're still trying to get it going after one period of play. When we can come back, we'll take a look at a club that has already woken up. The Florida Panthers, maybe the best team in the game. And then Pittsburgh, West Virginia. College football coming up for you on ESPN.
Hockey fans, there's a new official in the NHL, one that's making a big hit. Bud Ice and Bud Ice Light, the official beer sponsors of the NHL. Goes down easy and icy smooth. Bud Ice and Bud Ice Light, an official you'll like.
If it comes in leather, at Wilson's the leather experts, it comes at a better price. Wilson's the leather experts. Call 1-800-3-LEATHER for the store nearest you.
Do not worship me! Ace Ventura is back. Jim Carrey is kooky. Ace Ventura, when nature calls. Get it away! Rated PG-13. Now playing at a theater near you.
The all-wheel drive cars from Subaru. It only takes a moment to appreciate their beauty. A moment like this. Or like this. The very moment it takes Subaru all-wheel drive to instantly transfer power from the wheels that slip to the wheels that grip, giving you the traction you need to help you stay out of trouble. Because we believe the best safety feature a car can have is one that can help you stay out of an accident.
Foot action. Foot action's when I take my man off the dribble, run through a double pick, then square up behind the arc and take it up over some guy like he's been dipped in concrete and left out to dry. That's foot action when you bust open and it starts raining threes.
Foot action's also where to get the latest Nike shoes and stuff you wear when you're doing your thing.
Looks like severe thunderstorms are headed towards the New York area.
For every action, there's foot action.
Do whatever it takes to get to Subway. For an Ace Ventura meal deal featuring a hot and delicious 6-inch Subway melt sub. You'll get an Ace Ventura collector's cup and valuable coupons, but only while supplies last.
Subway, what a sandwich.
ESPN's coverage of National Hockey Night is brought to you by County Seat, the place to go for men's and women's Levi's Red Tab jeans.
Eric Lindros, the captain of the Philadelphia Flyers, has that club back in a winning way, and John Van Beesbrook continues to play outstanding hockey for the Panthers. A terrific matchup for you. Wednesday night, 7:30 Eastern on ESPN2. Philadelphia 9-1-1 their last 11, the top 2 defensive clubs in the National Hockey League. College football today, you know, we have the hockey start for you at noon Eastern in Boston. Well, how about playing college football at 11 a.m. local time? And that's the story that Carolina is going at it today. UNC and North Carolina State, first quarter. NC up 7-0, Terry Harvey. 20 yards to Greg Addis to tie things at 7. Second quarter still tied on a 4th and 4. Mike Thomas to Octavius Barnes for a 28-yard touchdown. 14-7 would be the score at that point. North Carolina the lead. as they move into that second quarter. Other college football scores, lots of early starts for you. At the break, Rutgers leading Boston College 24-21. And their late second quarter, Purdue leading Indiana by a score of 24-0 is the score at halftime now. Purdue over Indiana. Back to hockey, and here on National Hockey Night. Hope you're enjoying your holiday. It's 2-0 Boston over Los Angeles, and Barry has been sporting armbands all season long. Let's see what we got here. We have Jacques Demers here. That's Paul Holmgren, and that's for Rick Bowness, now fired by the Ottawa Senators recently, and replacing him by Davey Allison. No NHL head coaching experience out of Allison.
Well, Ricky Bowness lost his job because he didn't show the improvement that the organization wanted after the 3 years. Ricky's a good friend of mine, but that's what happens. Allison is a young coach. He spent his time in the minors. He's paid his dues. He was coaching their farm team in PEI, that's Prince Edward Island, Canada, for the people that don't know. But he's a guy that's paid his dues, and hopefully he can get that organization turned around.
Randy Sexton, the GM, still on the hot seat. And Allison had a cute line. He said to it when being asked about no experience in the NHL, he said, hey, the puck at PEI is the same exact size as it is in the NHL, so we'll see what happens there. Hockey's best team, at least if you look at the statistics, surprise, surprise, the Florida Panthers. They are 16-5-1. Not a whole lot of talent differences from a season ago. They do have a new coach, and Doug McClain gets a lot of credit. And credit for using some of the younger guys. Last year, they had 2 rookies, played a total of 9 games. This year, 4 players playing a total of 52 games, going to the youth, and that means 18-year-old Radek Dvorak.
Steve, here's one guy that probably wouldn't have made the team if Roger Nielsen would have continued to coach. He doesn't play defense well enough. He can score. He's fun to watch. He benefits from Doug McClain's style. But you've got Mellenby, who's playing great. You've got Jovanovski, the big defenseman. This is a pretty good team now, and they've really benefited from Doug McClain.
It is, and it's unfortunate, a lot of the stories about the ownership in Florida. Are they going to move? Some people think it's a done deal. It's not a done deal that team is going to leave the state. The county, Broward County, is about to pass a 2% hotel tax that help defray the cost of a new arena, and they could very well end up staying there. They have like a $20 million bridge to go over now. Wayne Huizenga was standing like, remember, we all thought New Jersey would be in Nashville. Don't be so sure Florida's going to leave Florida.
That's sort of the Golden Gate Bridge.
Yeah, well, what a shocker. Another sports team on the move, right? That's what we need. Well, in our game tonight, Boston has a 2-0 lead over Los Angeles. The almighty minute is up next. Raymond Bourque and Cam Neely combining on one of the Bruin goals today.
Hey, man. Borrowed your jeans. Mine were dirty.
If you don't have them, you can't wear them.
The all-wheel drive cars from Subaru. Each looks beautiful on the surface. Any surface. Subaru all-wheel drive is the ultimate safety feature. It reacts instantly, transferring power automatically from the wheels that slip to the wheels that grip to help keep you safely on the road, even where there are no roads. The all-surface, all-weather, all-wheel drive line from Subaru. The beauty of all-wheel drive.
No one can save you now.
Hey, bet we could.
Fools, we will defeat you and take your Miller Lite. Not if we choose the weapon. Paper football, very clever. You kick off.
It's good. We are safe.
When you've got the great taste of an ice-cold Miller Lite, life is good. You are worthy opponents. Let us celebrate. I know a good sports bar around the corner. Life is good.
My brother, I can't believe. Spent all your dough on weekend leave. Gotta call home, but you ain't got no cash. You gonna eat that corned beef hash? Call 1-800-COLLECT, save them some bucks.
Hey, Santa, just a few weeks to go. This Christmas at Sears, things are really shaping up with Sears Cardio Force. Finally, a total body workout for the whole family at the lean price of only $169.99.
National powers collide in the second annual DirecTV Grade 8. 8 great teams, 4 great games, 2 great nights. Action begins Tuesday night, November 28th at 7. Only on ESPN.
Hope you're enjoying this Thanksgiving holiday. In our game today, National Hockey Night and morning in some areas. Boston a 2-0 lead over the Los Angeles Kings after one period of play. It is time now. The time everyone looks forward to every National Hockey Night, the Almighty Minute with Al Morgan.
That's right. Everybody looking at Mario Lemieux is the big story in the NHL. Take a look at a guy playing this afternoon, Wayne Gretzky, LA Kings. When he looks up, he sees Lemieux as a scoring leader. Wayne Gretzky, great plus-minus of +16. Still the most important stat. Watch the Kings' wins and losses. If this team's not a playoff contender, he could have to be traded before the end of the year. Joey Nieuwendyk, well, you see him on tape here. He's not playing still. A lot of offers for Nieuwendyk, one from the Rangers. I think they're going to end up making a deal for Kirk Muller with the Islanders. Nobody else left. Here's Phil Esposito, not looking too happy. Well, a lot of pressure on Phil Esposito in Tampa. Sure, he'd take a lot of it off with a couple of big wins this week. Phil Esposito has to make some deals there in Tampa. Now, this is something you're going to see a lot of teams fearful of. At Pittsburgh power play, nobody's been that good, right? About 35%. Well, back in the 50s, they had to change the rules for a express known as the Montreal Express. The rules were when guys like Henri Richard was playing, score as many as you want in 2 minutes. They were so good, they actually said you score one, the other team's going to get their players back. How do you stop Pittsburgh? Well, they're 1 for 15 without Mario on the power play, so that's one good way. Also in Pittsburgh, a guy named Eddie Johnston is coaching the team. You look at him in the Northeast Division, it's Eddie and the rookies. 471 games for Johnston. Look at the rest of them. Rookies and guys who just started within the last few weeks. Hartford hired Macaulay Culkin, I think, there. They've got a total of 61 games in that division there. So Eddie playing with a lot of rookies. That should give him some advantage. Goaltenders, again, stories in the league. I told you Tampa Bay might be doing something. Curtis Joseph is a guy that we're probably looking at. Curtis Joseph, I think, still going to end up in Boston. They're about 50% where they are in money for him right now. So Joseph could be there. Darren Pooper going to be moved from Tampa, maybe, so that Philadelphia goalie Dominic Roussel can end up in Tampa, and Brian Bradley will be the lure in that deal, as Tampa has to get it off the ground because with Florida playing so well, it doesn't look good in Tampa Bay.
All right, the Almighty Minute continues on every National Hockey Night. We are consumed completely with the NHL, but there is college football to tell you about here on ESPN. And Saturday, tomorrow, we've got your college football. 3:30, Penn State battles Michigan State. Then at 7:30, Syracuse, Miami in the Big East. And it all starts 11 a.m. College game day. Fill it in with the Residents in Scoreboard Show.
A long time ago, someone said, I'm better than you, and I can prove it. Competition is born. Over the years, people invent new toys, new fields, new ways to compete. Challenge becomes contest. Contest becomes game. Games with different names, but one purpose, winning. Some people play on teams, others go it alone. People practice, get better, frighteningly better. The game phase is invented. Things get personal. It becomes part of our genetic makeup, our psyche. Only now people are getting bigger, stronger, faster, more intent on winning, more intent on not losing. New styles develop. It gets harder and harder to be the best. We see competition on television, in big meeting places. It's everywhere. It takes new forms, new shapes. Suddenly, everyone's got a game. There are winners and losers, good and bad. The winners get trophies, cups, rings, bragging rights, shoot contracts. And at the heart of it all, none of this matters, because I'm better than you, and I can prove it. I got a game. I can prove it. If it's in the game, EA Sports. It's in the game.
At True Value, we've got all the decorations and gifts you'll need to get your home ready for the holidays. And anything else that might help.
Santa!
This Royal Cordless Dust Devil is just $19.88, and this 26-inch toolbox with bonus toolbox is only $14.88. True Value. Christmas is just around the corner.
Junior Seau, able to go sideline to sideline on a single bound.
He misses half the tackles.
They let him run it.
He
still makes 15.
Yeah, he misses a lot, but he makes a whole lot.
You know, he's not as good as the guy over here on my left. You were good, man.
Thank you. Thank you, Artie.
So long, Junior.
This is National Hockey Night. And coming up on Monday night for you, battle of the last two Stanley Cup champions from the Garden in New York. Always a good time when the Rangers and Devils get together. See you for that one, 7:30 Eastern, Monday on ESPN2. Second period from Boston next.
Clubman, life as it should be.
ESPN Net Sports Zone. Your gateway to the game. Intelligent. Interactive. Instantaneous. The #1 sports site on the net. Plug your brain into the zone. ESPN Net Sports Zone. Baseball's home base on the net. Scores, stats, analysis. It's on the net before it's in the news. You're in the zone or you're out.
Club Med, life as it should be.
The Saints are looking to make a run at the playoffs. Sunday, Jim Everett and company know they'll have their hands full when they take on the surprising Carolina Panthers.
Carolina Panthers? Boy, am I getting old.
ESPN's coverage of National Hockey Night is brought to you by Visa. It's everywhere you want to be. By Miller Lite. When you've got the great taste of an ice-cold Miller Lite, life is good. And by the new Dodge. We're thinking ahead.
Gary Thorne, Bill Clement, Brian Engblom. Welcome back, everybody. Our early start here at the Fleet Center. The Celtics are playing here tonight. They've never had both teams play here in the same day, so they moved the start time to 12 noon in this one in order to make the changeover. As a result, the Boston Bruins have a 2-0 lead. Gretzky trying to wake up the Kings.
I don't think Wayne Gretzky is going to get over 20 minutes in ice time. Larry Robinson knows how grueling this road trip is. 5 games in 7 days. All of LA's best players are over 30. Wayne Gretzky, Rick Tocchet, Marty McSorley, Tony Granato, Yari Curry. First period, Cam Neely came to play. He cruised in and got that power play shot on Byron Defoe, then made a circle, went back. Look what I found, a rebound with traffic in front. That made it 1-0. Later in the period, when it was 2-0, Cam Neely almost made it 3-0. Complete spinorama, bang, out of midair.
Off the face-off, Joseph Stumple sends it in around the boards in the Boston zone. Just underway here in the second period. Gretzky back up to the point. Both teams starting at even strength here in the second. Stumple back over to Neely. Near side McEachran. McEachran centered. Stumple couldn't get the stick down on it. Gretzky drops it near side. McSorley sends it out of the zone. Tony Granato giving chase. Shot 16-4 in that first period in favor of the Bruins. And the Kings went with just one shot for a long time. Sean McEachran starts the other way. McEachran has scored in the last 4. A couple of goals, a couple of assists. Poke checked away from him. Sean O'Donnell. Centering pass for Stumple deflected back to Gretzky. Got it off the boards. Not out of the zone yet. McEachran initially held it in. Stumple gets it. Stumple leads a point shot. Ripped wide. John Roloff twice. He has wound up and let it go from the blue line, and he has fired a P both times. Gretzky will send that one in. Back up to the near side point. Kings have got to clear. The high flip will end up in the seats.
Well, the LA Kings give up a lot of shots, and they are #1 in the NHL by a mile, giving up shots. Here's how they were outshot in the first period, 16-4. Larry Robinson, their coach, said before a game a few days ago, he said, I don't care how many shots we give up, it's where they come from. Well, 12 of the 16 came from inside this shaded zone, which is really a quality shot zone, especially when you consider that a lot of those shots had screens in front. So 12 of 16 were from a dangerous area. It's not as if all of them were perimeter shots, only 4.
Dmitry Kristich in the corner was able to hold it in for Yari Curry. Curry taking off the puck. Comes back near side in the middle. Shot. Oh, saved by Bailey. Finn had moved in from the defensive blue line and got a great scoring chance. But the rookie Scott Bailey gloved him.
And made it look easy. We'll see on this replay just how far he had to move his glove to make the save. And as it turned out, not that far. I mean, replays will tell you the truth. Watch this. Had to move a bit. We'll give him credit for a pretty nice save. But Steve Finn is a defensive defenseman. Perhaps an offensive defenseman rips that one up under the shelf. Steve Finn, his first language is French. He is going to his 3rd team this season. What a hard luck story for his kids. He's got 3 kids who all speak French. They are just about to be enrolled in their 3rd English school this year.
O'Donnell's shot. That one missed wide on the near side. Tocchet able to hold it in. Kings trying to put some heat on here. Centered, stopped by Bailey. Taken back in behind the net by Zombo around the boards. Jam up, got it to Tocchet. Tocchet shot, save again by Bailey. Flipped up, not out. Held in Tocchet. Tried to center, deflected and cleared out of the zone. Good pressure by the Kings, who obviously heard Robinson probably everybody else did in the arena during that first intermission, trying to give him the wake-up call, maybe a period late. Bruins able to hold it in far side. Zombo dumped it in the corner. McLaren, the rookie, up along the near side boards. Reed there with him. Reed tried to dish it back, couldn't. Jari Kurri tried to clear it out. Goes off Kristich onto the Bruins bench. Great to have you with us here in Boston as the Bruins and Kings meet for the first time this season. Of course, these teams did not play each other last year, coming from the other conference. Kings don't mind that because the Bruins have so beaten them up over the history of these two teams. And Boston getting the 2-0 lead here. Neely, the power play goal. Bork and Stumple. And then Moger from Reed and Hines. 10-16 for goal number 2. Joseph Stumple in a good first period. Stumple moving it in, flipped away by Sador. Sador up the boards. Neely there. Neely tried to drop it back. John Druce will start it up ice for the Kings. Druce moving it in. It's a 2-on-3. Druce in the middle. Couldn't get it back. He was tied up. McLaren got back on him, picked his stick up. McEachran at center could not control. Ray Bork back to get it. Bork back in his own end. What a chance for Kyle McLaren, the rookie, 18 years old, to be able to start his National Hockey League season 1 at that tender age, 2. To have Ray Bork out there on the other side.
And he really played himself onto this team. Steve Casper told everybody at Kansas, look, there's room for all kinds of players to make this team. Naturally, Neely was going to be here, Ray Bork, but Kyle McLaren, as an 18-year-old, won himself a spot.
Good play along the blue line. Ray Bork back out there as the Bruins able to hold it in. Stumple dropped it off. Sador tipped it away and cleared out by Yannick Perreault. Bork back again. Both teams want to get changes here. Clarence sends it off the boards and in. Bruins will change it up. Defoe dropped it off for Marty McSorley. Stepping up again. Stumple. Stevens had it bounce over his stick, trying to wind up for the shot. Back come the Kings. They're going to change behind this. John Druce moving it in. Squeezed off. Stevens was there.
How did John Roloff ever take out John Druce?
He got jumped in the middle between the two of them as he was trying to get the shot off. Couldn't find the puck in the skates. Sent into the corner. They wave off any icing on this. Roloff again going back. He and Crowder, a couple of heavyweights right there. He could go at one another before it's done. Jari Kurri moves in. Kurri, the shot deflected off the D. And a holding call coming up here.
Wait a minute, who's this on? The Kings had the puck and there was no play whistled down, but it looked to me like Troy Crowder absolutely collared John Roloff and dragged him down.
Well, nobody's heading over to the box except Bill McCurry, who's calling across ice to bring somebody back here. Here's Druce, who got squeezed out of that play. Roloff, physical game.
There's a stretch of road where America ends, the Pacific begins, and the views just seem to go on forever. It's the Pacific Coast Highway just south of San Francisco. And while it's called a highway, it's definitely not the fastest way from here to there, because you can't help but stop and watch the surf break while you dine at the Rocky Point restaurant. Or marvel at the beauty of Monterey from one of the many views of the Seven Gables Inn. Or go off-road at Malera Trail Rides and ride off into the sunset. So if you go, take your camera, your wide-angle lens, and bring your Visa card, because all 3 of these places will take your breath away, but none of them will take American Express. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
Well, we'll show you the penalty that just occurred before we went to break. It involved John Roloff of the Bruins and Troy Crowder of the LA Kings. Here's what it looked like. And Troy Crowder skated to his bench, and John Roloff is off for holding.
Roloff at 3:54. And Crowder's over there knowing there is. Check from behind. Kyle McLaren. Body got bent in 2 on that one on the hit by Vitaly Yachmanev.
He really had his back arched. Little Yachmanev, boy, 5'8". Remember, this is a kid that has a bad back, or at least a sore back. He was scratched last game because of the back. Practice yesterday, felt a lot better, and that ain't going to help it, folks. That is not going to help. Wasn't a dirty hit by Yachmanev. He was just digging. Took him a little low. Oh, man. Kyle McLaren is only 18 years of age, believe it or not. He's got some company in the 18-year-old ranks this season. in the NHL. Hockeyberg, who is a healthy scratch for LA but has played most of their games, is also 18. Radek Dvorak and Sikora from New Jersey just turned 19. Otherwise, he would be on that list as well. And Kyle McLaren's not really getting up too quickly, but it looks as if they're working on something lower than the back. They may be working on his knee.
Eric Lacroix is not in the lineup today for the Los Angeles Kings. He was suspended this morning for a hit from behind against the New York Islanders. Dennis Vaskey. Going to be a hearing on Monday in New York, and they'll wait and determine what the suspension time is going to be on Lacroix, but it was that kind of a hit.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today. This is dull.
Doesn't have to be.
And now the starting lineup. That groom from Texas, Billy Clyde Humphrey. And at bride, a 5'6" debutante from Alabama, Nell Peterson. The Humphrey wedding brought to you by Miller Lite. When you've got the great taste of an ice cold Miller Lite, life is good. The vows are up.
I do. I do.
And they're good. Whoa, Nelly!
That was beautiful, man.
If you have what's overall the most powerful line of truck engines on the planet, if you have better resale value than Ford, Chevy, or GMC, if you have what it takes to get J.D. Power and Associates' most appealing pickup award, you're probably not going to put your trucks on sale. But then, if you're Dodge, you like to change the rules. Announcing the first ever Magnum Power Sales event with savings up to $670 and low lease rates on America's hottest pickups. At America's Truck Stop, the new Dodge.
The old Boston Garden is still standing right next to the Fleet Center. Of course, this is the new building that they are involved in now. $160 million worth, more than 17,000 seated here for hockey. This is the old one, the Boston Garden. It is slightly different, isn't it?
Gary, when you say right next door, you mean right next door.
9.5 inches is not a great distance.
You know what I'm asking? How do they take down a building that is that close when it's only 9.5 inches away, if in fact it comes down?
Carefully.
Brick by brick, just the way it was built.
Very carefully. They haven't decided what they're going to do with the old garden. I thought they at least ought to have the banquet for the All-Star game over there, but they said the rats would feast too mightily, and so they decided they didn't dare to open it up again. This is a serious situation here. McLaren is still down on the ice.
Yeah.
And everybody in Boston, with what happened to that young BU hockey player, Travis Roy, whenever there's any kind of a hit now around hockey, but especially around here, young BU player, of course, playing in his first game this season, was paralyzed. Many Boston players have already gone over to see him in the hospital, and this kind of a hit brings everything to an immediate stop.
Gary, Kyle McLaren's name was rumored in that trade to his left leg. The left leg, the skate got caught, and the knee wrenched noticeably on that replay as he was going into the boards. But Kyle McLaren's name was one of those names that surfaced in the papers as being a candidate to go to Edmonton. Harry Sinnott said, "What, you think I'm crazy? This is my future rape work right here." He's only 18 years of age.
Well, McLaren obviously is done for the day with a knee problem there. Brian Engblom.
Well, let's hope this isn't shades of Gord Kluzak, a #1 pick from the Boston Bruins way back when, guys. Remember when he had knee problems and just never had the career that he had hoped or the Bruins had hoped. And let's hope here that Kyle McLaren doesn't have extensive damage to that knee.
Yeah, let's hope it's not a Bobby Orr story or a Michael Telvin story or a Cam Neely story. I mean, the knees are part of the game, but when you have serious problems year after year that ultimately lead to your retirement, that's what's the case with Bobby Orr and also with Gord Kluzak.
So McLaren out of there, and already a dwindled defensive core for the Bruins. Even more so in this one. One of the scratches, John Gruden, not playing in this game, a defenseman. And Craig Billington, we hadn't mentioned, is the backup goaltender. Who would ever believe Blaine Locker, at this point of the season, would not be dressing after his tremendous year last year in net for Boston? Power play is still underway here for the Kings. It had just started before that injury, jammed on the back of the net. It'll be whistled there, and we'll have the face-off in the zone.
Gary, you mentioned Craig Billington backing up. It's amazing how all of a sudden, as one of the two starting goaltenders, it was Locker and Billington, they are so far in the shadows now. Everybody's talking not only about Scott Bailey, the man that is making his 4th consecutive start for the Bruins. They're talking about this guy, the guy who's playing in Las Vegas for the Thunder in the International League. He is yet to sign with an NHL team, but he belongs to Edmonton, and they are trying to work it out so that he ends up here. But Billington and Locker, they're just off the charts all of a sudden.
Blaine Locker came in this morning at about 8 o'clock and went out and skated on his own to just warm up, and then he was off when the team arrived. Wayne Gretzky, power play, tried to center, bounced in. It's still loose. Comes back to Yari Curry. Curry shot, and he missed that wide side. Cowie able to hold it in. Ray Bork keeping an eye on Gretzky. There they are together. Gretzky reached in, picked his stick up. Cowie trying to get it down to Gretzky. Bounces to the near side. 1:07 left on the Kings power play as the Bruins are able to clear it out. 2-0 Bruins lead. All the scoring coming in that first period. Bruins now have not had a shot in the first 5 minutes of this period, while the Kings have picked up 4, and they're still on the advantage. Dumped off Gretzky to Yari Curry. Boy, Gretzky can still pass that puck blindly right on the tape. Curry goes back to Cowie. Bad play right into McEachran, who blocks it out deep. McEachran racing, so Cowie had to bat it up into the seats. 40 seconds left on the power play for L.A. McEachran, another one of those names that's risen when they've talked about Curtis Joseph. Our own Elmore Gandy has talked to Harry Sinden, the Bruins GM, about the deal. Talked with him this morning, in fact, and Al's saying that Harry says Slats wants too much at Edmonton.
Well, Glenn Sather's in a pretty good spot, except when Chris Terreri signed with San Jose. And look at this, there's Blaine Locker. He's on the media cover, media guide, and he's not even in the picture. Marius Cherkovsky is also one of those guys in the front. So is John Roloff, and they have been mentioned as going. So the media guide curse may be in operation here in Boston.
Shot wide of the net on the power play by McSorley. Knocked away to the near side boards. Down to 16 on the power play. McSorley was cutting in. Kristich could not get it to him. Siplikov on the near side. Siplikov got it back up. Yannick Perreault sends it in. Kristich right through the crease. Had Tocchet on the far side. Tocchet reached down, but the puck never got there. Do they hold it in? Yes, they do. Over to Tocchet. Tocchet back. Kristich wait shot. Hit the outside of the net. Rick Tocchet running into Bill McCreary, the referee. Power play is over.
Well, this is some bad penalty killing by the Boston Bruins. Twice they ended up with 2 guys committing in the wrong area and leaving 2 people back in front of the net just to fend off a whole bunch of attackers.
Only one King moving in. Tocchet was the trailer, but he's had a long shift. Cleared out of the zone by Roloff. This will be an icing call. McSorley back on the touch, and the Kings do not convert on the power play opportunity. Want to remind you, National Football League action, you'll see it on Sunday. Lots of it. It starts 11:45 sharp. Chris Berman, Sterling, and the boys, all the early intro to NFL game day. Then coming up, following it, you'll see all of the action on ESPN's NFL Primetime, and then the Panthers and the Saints Sunday night at 8 o'clock Eastern. It's all here Sunday on ESPN. Face-off will be to the right of Scott Bailey, with the Los Angeles Kings mounting a bit of an attack early on here with a power play in this second period. Still being outshot, though, 16-9.
But that means 5-0 in shots this period for the LA Kings. So they're trying to equalize, but they're down by 2.
Ellick gets chased out of there, and Kevin Stevens will move in on the face-off. Flip near side to Todd Ellick. Ellick, one of the better face-off men around the league. Out there whenever there's a draw, generally in the defensive zone. Sador back in the corner. He and Ellick collide. Ellick wraparound chance, and a save made by Defoe. First chance of the period for the Boston Bruins. John Drews picks it up. Drews sending that one in wide, near side. Crowder shot, tipped up in the air by Conacher, and tied up on the back of the net by Todd Ellick. Veteran Patty Conacher out there centering this line.
You know, a couple of weeks ago when I sat down to chat with Pat Conacher, I said jokingly, I said, so what, do you want to play till you're 40? He's 36. He said, yeah. Straight face, serious. That is his goal. He feels he can play till he's 40. And you know what? He realistically said, I might not be able to do it in this league, but there's probably room for me in the International League. And he brought up a good point. He said, I enjoy it so much. I still like playing. I still like practicing. What's the difference if I join the real world at age 36 or age 40? I mean,
don't matter much.
No, it sure doesn't.
Playing at even strength, and always one of the favorites of teammates and coaches because he is an effort and heart kind of guy. Face-off coming to the left this time is Scott Bailey. And a power play again for the Los Angeles Kings on the interference call. And the Kings go right back on the power play as Ellick goes to the sin bin. Gretzky's pass was blocked out to center. So the Kings right back on the power play opportunity. Their fourth chance of the game. Have not converted on the previous three. Two of those were full power play opportunities. Gary Curry on this unit. Curry working a point. He couldn't get it in, though, and it's cleared back out. Don Sweeney there. Sweeney, a specialty artist for the Bruins on the penalty killing unit, and a good one at it. Gretzky dumped that one in. Tried to hit Yachminev. Ray Bourque, the big whack on Yachminev. Ted Donato could not clear it out. Gary Curry near side. Cowie, one-timer save and covered by Bailey.
Well, a rocket by Cowie. Now, he's not afraid to shoot. He just wound up and let it rip. On the other hand, the man that said many years ago early in his career, Wayne Gretzky, he said, you know what, 100% of the shots you don't take don't go in, meaning you got to shoot. Wayne Gretzky has now not had a shot on goal in 7 periods. As a matter of fact, his coach, Larry Robinson, has been trying to get him to shoot more. 129 players, believe it or not, 129 in the NHL have more shots on goal than Wayne Gretzky. One of the reasons that Larry Robinson's trying to get him to shoot more. He only has 7 goals.
He is still 4th in the league in scoring, and he is 1st in assists this season. Kristich comes out now on the power play unit. Draw one back by McEachran, though, and cleared out by Steve Hines.
You know, Wayne Gretzky has never done it on sheer volume. I mean, he's not the kind of guy that's just crossed the blue line and wound up and let it rip. No. But he has never been that low in the ranking. 129th, 130th.
And the Los Angeles Kings need the offense from him. Short-handed Hines. The blast wide on the stick side. And the Kings will start in their own end on this power play with 50 seconds left on it. Yannick Perreault, a goal scorer throughout all of his minor league career, out on this power play unit. Side of the net, Bailey held it up. Rick Zombo tried to clear it around. Tocchet was there to block it. Kristich goes back up onto the point. Deflected in front. Tocchet the turnaround. Set right there at the top of the blue. Knocked away nicely, though, by Bailey. Back in behind the net. Kings down to 26 left on the power play. Sitlikov is working behind the net on this power play. Marty McSorley's up on top on it. In front, Tocchet could not get it to him. Blocked off the far side boards. Hines trying to clear. Went right through the legs. McEachran picks it up. McEachran had it batted away. McSorley's got it. 5 left in this power play chance. Kristich in the middle. Kristich got it up. Nobody open. Far side. Fanned on. Tocchet couldn't reach back. He broke his stick trying to get it.
I don't know if he broke it or just got disgusted with it. Rick Tocchet is not using his own sticks. He is out of sticks. There was a problem with him. We'll get into that story when we get a chance. He hasn't had his own sticks for 3 games.
Browder trying to get it to Brown along the near side boards. Power play is over. 0 for 4. The Kings on the power play now, and the Bruins able to protect that 2-0 lead, and a penalty coming up away from the play. Going to be a holding call on the Kings, and it'll be a power play for the Bruins as Crowder's going to go. Take a look at our Ice House League leaderboard as you take a look at Wayne Gretzky, who's right there leading in assists with 29. Mario Lemieux, the league's leading scorer, 26 in assists. Francis Yager and Peter Forsberg, the top 5 on our Ice House list. You know this road trip is not pleasing him at all with the 5-2 losses they've had and have not played that well. Crowder's going to go.
They haven't even come close to playing well, at least in the last 4 periods. The 3rd period in Philadelphia, that turned into a 5-2 loss, and the entire game against the Islanders only had 18 shots. That was a 5-2 loss.
Power play here for the Bruins. They have converted on one of them. They started this game out with a power play goal. Cam Neely picking up the first one in this game. Ray Bourque. Pat Conacher out on the penalty killing unit. Ted Donato moves it in ahead of Neely. And Stevens offside on the Bruins. We'll bring it back out to center. 10:31 left to go here in the 2nd period. Check in on Kyle McLaren, who left after getting hit. Brian Engblom.
Well, rookie Kyle McLaren, the initial news was not real good. He can't bend that knee at all. He can't put any pressure on it at all either, so they had to kind of carry him vertically into the examination room so the doctor could examine him further. But it doesn't look good, guys.
That to go with the bad back he had coming into this game. Cleared around by Ray Bourque. Neely, Stumple over there. Ted Donato stepped up, jammed away, and out of the zone. Good play by Conacher to Drews. Drews tied up on the near side. Bruins get back on side. And Ted Donato waiting for some help. Joseph Stumple. Stumple chased back by Drews. Then Conacher on him. Got it away to Donato. Little 2-on-1 with Pat Conacher up there in the penalty killing unit. Donato finally guns it in. Kevin Stevens on the far side. Took the hit. Stumple back in front. Shot save made. Good play by Defoe. Stumple working out in front. Stevens and Neely both cutting through. Ted Donato gets it back in. He gets hung up along the near side boards. Can't clear it out of the zone yet anyway, and he can't get it by Stumple. Ray Bork holds that one in. Down to 50 seconds left on the power play. Bork again guns it deep. They've got Stevens set up in front of the net. Neely behind the net to him. Stevens, Stumple, Neely up front. Shot Ray Bork. Save made and hung on to Byron Defoe.
And you see where he made the save. He moved way out on the shot from Ray Bork. Anytime Ray Bork gets it, you got about a 75 to 90% chance of guessing right. If you guess it, he's going to shoot right away. So Defoe moved right out to take away any potential deflection and smartly stopped it.
Ray Bork will be going to the All-Star game again here at home. We told you he's the only player in the NHL who, for every season that he has played, and this is his 17th, has been in the All-Star game. And there's the logo that they're wearing on their jersey for the All-Star game. We'll be here for All-Star Friday on January 19th, part of our National Hockey Night coverage. For the All-Star events that will take place here, we'll have the Legends game and also, of course, that great competition. Representatives from every team. Ray Bork dumps it back up near side. 26 left on the power play for the Bruins. King Jerry Curry couldn't clear out of the zone. Back in the middle, shot save made. Zagarski winding up all by himself. But he could not get it by Byron Defoe. Steve Levy.
Gary Thorne, pleased to tell you there's other action in the NHL going on. The Red Wings and the Flyers and Detroit on the power play. You know, they can move it around with that extra man. They do move it around. Fedorov the shot. Garth Snow able to knock it all aside to keep it scoreless.
Philadelphia Flyers chasing the Florida Panthers. They are 3 points behind them starting today's play with the Legion of Doom numbers on the season. Lindros back.
Big men with big numbers.
This one hell of a line in the National Hockey League. Rick Tocchet cleared it around. Gretzky will clear it out of the zone. And 5 remaining on the Kings penalty. Crowder ready to come out of the box, and that will do it. So the Bruins do not convert on this one. It remains a 2-0 game. Both of those goals having come in the first period for Boston. Gretzky had to clear. He'll give chase far side against Sweeney. Sweeney backed it up in behind the net. Near side point jammed at by McSorley. He did not get a stick on it. Both teams completing line changes here after the penalty ended. Marty McSorley, Ian Sador out there defensively now. Gretzky is back out on the ice. He intercepted at center. They do clear the zone. Stevie Hines' shot was blocked by Defoe. Rip shot along the ice that time for Hines. Boston's taken a lot of those blue line shots that have really come in on the fly. Kristich bangs it away, gets it back from Gretzky. Dmitry Kristich can't get it through. Was blocked there by Sweeney. Again, Kristich taken out of the play. Steve Hines was there. Far side. Moger will bring it out. And back come the Bruins. 2-0 Bruins lead. 21-12 the shots in favor of Boston. Bukowski in behind the net. Centering pass and a good one blocked up in the air. Good help out in front. Sean O'Donnell that time. The rookie got it. Kristich drops it off. Finn, the defenseman near side. His shot deflected. Gretzky far side waiting. Gretzky delayed call coming here. It's going to be on Boston. Deflected back in behind the net. Kings have the extra skater. Gretzky working there. Delayed whistle. Sending it right into the crease. And covered finally long enough for the whistle. Power play coming up for the Los Angeles Kings when we come back after this rip shot by Steve Hines skimming the ice surface.
There is a magic within them, a legendary quality. They are men of miracles. Fly with them in this extraordinary new video, NBA Legacy, Living Legends to Rising Stars. You also get the officially licensed NBA team sweatshirt of your choice. Both the authentic sweatshirt and the video are free with your paid subscription to Sports Illustrated. NBA Legacy traces a line of superstars as greatness is passed from one generation to the next. You also get a great-looking heavyweight sweatshirt featuring the colorful logo of your favorite NBA team. No matter which team it is, it's free. When you order 54 issues of SI for only $1.47 an issue, save over 50% off the cover price. Use your credit card. Call now and get NBA Legacy plus the team sweatshirt of your choice, both free from Sports Illustrated. It's a sports experience like no other. Sports Illustrated. Get into it.
Sandy Moger goes for high sticking at 12:26. Power play number 5 coming up for the Kings.
See if Rick Tocchet can trigger one here, and if Rick Tocchet shoots wide, it'll be for a good reason. He has not had a chance to use his own sticks now in 3 games. Against the Flyers Tuesday night, he used Phil Crow's stick. Crow plays for the Flyers. Against the Islanders, he used Bob Sweeney's stick. He's got a Cam Neely stick for this one tonight. Cam was nice enough to lend him a stick. There are about 20 variables in a hockey stick. Somebody else's does not feel anything like yours. So if Tocchet shoots wide, you'll know why.
I'm sure Cam Neely hollowed that out before he gave it to him. Kristich working in behind the net, cleared around near side. Bruins trying to clear. Dave Reed battling in the corner, couldn't get it by once as Perreault blocked it. Second time as a charm, and out of there off Donato's stick. Marty McSorley working back along the point. Los Angeles Kings needing some help off the power play here. They're starting to pile up the chances, but not getting anything by. Scott Bailey, the rookie netminder, in there for Boston. Ray Bork shorthanded, cleared it up, intended for Donato, came right back in front. Tocchet in the middle off his skate. Donato will clear it out. We have seen some bounces come off the plexiglass here at the Fleet Center. It'll go anywhere. Now almost on the break. Kristich was hanging. Bailey cleared it around. Bailey gets a hold of Kristich's stick and hangs on to that.
Good play by Scott Bailey. Boy, he's doing the basic things very well, and he continues to try to do the basic things, not doing any more. That's what the Bruins have asked him to do. Stop the stoppable pucks, make the easy plays.
He's getting that done, and as a result, as we said, 2-0-1 in 3 games for him, and his 4th consecutive start. Tony Granato hit in the face. There's no call on this. Granato hanging on. He got cut. No call on it. Granato still looking. He got ripped across the face as he came into the zone.
This will be a discipline test for Tony Granato. When somebody disses him like that, Tony has a tendency to get really upset, and when no justice is served, sometimes he takes it into his own hands.
There he is in the corner. Tony Granato back into the middle of Yari Curry. Power play still underway. Gretzky behind the net. Gretzky lost it there. Granato putting the big hit on in the corner. McEachran trying to clear it out. Can't. McEachran got it back.
That was Tony Granato. He got the hand up and the stick up, trying to exact some type of revenge on anybody.
And he was doing it again over there, and the linesman hustled over to break it up. No call on it. He was after Rick Zombo the second time.
Here's the first play that wasn't called. Gosh, that happened so fast, even in slow-mo. Just must have been the tip of John Roloff's stick that caught him in the chin. This is about 30 seconds later, moments ago in the corner on Rick Zombo. A shot up under the chin by Iota. Tony Granato scored both of the... Oh, man, they just kept on going. Oh, here's the original again. Yeah, just a little flat slap to the side of the cheek, but it was a, you know, that could have and probably should have been called. It was a stick to the face, even though it didn't hurt him.
Power play, 5 seconds left on it. Shot wide by Sador. Kings have not converted. 0 for 5 on the power play. Tipped in by Crowder. Sador cannot hold it in. Cleared back out of the zone, and Moger, who came out of the box, dumped it in. Ooh, man! Look at him. There was a trip by Donato, who got his skate in, and that's why he went crashing into the boards.
You know what happened? O'Donnell was going back for the puck, Gary. One of the most dangerous plays. All you got to do is give a guy a little push in the back of one of his legs, and he loses it, man. And that's what happened. O'Donnell is up and okay, but Donato's going off. Bill McCreary saw it, even though he was about 60, 70 feet away. There's O'Donnell. He's okay.
John O'Donnell, a rookie who played 3 years in the A, last year in the International Hockey League.
Here it is. Now, Teddy Donato's really working hard to try to negate this icing, but watch what he does with his stick. Oh, he actually got him on the thigh or on the back of the elbow. See that? What was that? What was that? That's a dangerous play.
In around those boards. That's one of the reasons right there that some have said, why don't you go to the college rule and blow the icing when it crosses the red line to avoid these needless kinds of contact situations? Just blow it.
Yeah.
Why have guys? I mean, I know you get once in a while you get that magic turnover and a guy hustles it down. But boy, you get a lot of those plays where you just guys colliding. The icing's clearly going to take place, and they still collide or trip or do something like that. Well, the interference call. Donato goes 14:38. 6th power play for the Kings. They are down 2-0 though, and not been able to convert. McSorley shot deflected wide. Kristich had set up in front, may have got a piece of that as it went by. Kristich battling in the corner against Stumple, who got it away to Reed, who clears. Chased down McSorley with McEachran on him. Yannick Perreault in the power play. Perreault, pocket, up front on this. Blocked to McSorley. Marty McSorley moves it in. Dump back into the corner. Don Sweeney back. Let it go. Raymond Bourque can't clear. McSorley again. Yannick Perreault, the one-timer, blocked out deep and out of the zone. Good play. 2-on-1 chance. Reed coming with McEachran. Reed. Shot. Save made by Defoe. Back out McEachran with an open net. Couldn't get it lined up. Short-handed chance for the Bruins. 2-on-1 break with Reed and McEachran. Kristich turns the other way. Great play by Joey Mullen. The veteran reached in and pickpocketed that one. Near side boards, Bruins short-handed. Sweeney cleared it up. Onside short-handed. Hines! Save! Mullen couldn't get the rebound. Cowie clears it out.
Byron Defoe just had the blade of his stick just sheared right off. He is standing there with the stick that's only got the paddle on it.
Wayne Gretzky. Defoe, the Kings netminder, with that broken stick at the other end. 45 left on this power play. Yari Curry's pass deflected right through the crease. Steve Hines clears it out. What's Defoe going to do with this?
I know what he's going to do. He just waved at Yari Curry. He said, come back and get it. I'm not going to do anything with it.
Still can't get him a new stick out there. 29 left on the power play. Yari Curry will lead the charge. Kings get that goaltender stick ready on the bench for someone who can come out and bring it over. They, of course, don't want anyone out of this zone in the power play. Gretzky back up top. Shot Cowie deflected wide. Yari Curry holds it in near side to Gretzky. Gretzky looking for Granato. Dropped it out in front. It was tipped away by Bailey. Gretzky reaching. Back on the near side. Yakmanev trying to center it out in front for Cowie. He gets stood up on the boards. Gretzky back there working. Power play is over. Shot by Cowie. Save made. Bailey, and he covers. I'm going to get a new stick.
Viva Las Vegas! Oh, what a town. Major celebrities running around. Call your buddy. Tell him you think you just saw Engelbert's Humperdinck. Yeah. Call 1-800-COLLECT. Save him some bucks.
It could only come from here. Canada. The home of ice. Molson Ice. Ice brewed to be colder and bolder. Yet smooth as ice. Molson Ice. From the land where ice was born.
Ace Ventura is back.
This fruit paste is delicious.
That is bad droppings.
Yummy.
Jim Carrey. Ace Ventura, When Nature Calls. Rated PG-13. Now playing at a theater near you.
Steve Levy back in our National Hockey Night studios. The new Dodge taking us to the Spectrum in Philly. Rod Brindamore to Rob DeMaio beats Mike Vernon, and the Flyers have the only goal of the game. Let's go back to Boston.
Red Wings team on top in that Central Division, a point ahead of Toronto. Philadelphia, as you mentioned earlier, they are 3 behind Florida in the Atlantic Division.
You know that shot, Gary, that broke Byron Defoe's stick was one of 3 short-handed shots that the Bruins have in this game. The LA Kings on 6 power plays have only 3 shots.
Continue to struggle to get chances. They've outshot the Bruins in this period 9-7. Bruins outshot them 16-4 in the first period. And those 2 first period goals by Neely and Moger are still holding up. Knocked away by Bailey, decides to hang on. He had Bruce and Pat Conacher both moving in. Our Visa storyline here at the Fleet Center in Boston on this Thanksgiving holiday game that started at noon. Neely of Boston at his 10th 5-game point scoring streak for him. Bailey in net, his 4th straight start. He's 2-0-1, and the power plays have hurt Los Angeles.
Yeah, our Visa replay, not a goal. Something that would cause you to pull out your Visa card and go and buy a new hockey stick. Byron Defoe, and the shot from Steve Hines had it snapped right in 2. Luckily, his team was on the power play, so there were no more threats by the Bruins, who got a new stick.
There are the chances we were talking about, with the Bruins a pretty distinct advantage in that department. Pat Conacher moves in on this draw. It is won by Stumple behind the net, though. Sweeney cleared it around for Neely. Neely couldn't get it out of there. O'Donnell shot right through the crease, had Crowder cutting in. Crowder back in behind the net. Crowder, Bruce, and Pat Conacher in this line. They've seen a lot of ice time here in this game. Even though they are the fourth line, they have come out to play whenever Neely has been out there on the ice.
And Cam Neely, this is only his third shift this period. You want to keep Neely off the ice, keep his team shorthanded, and that's what the LA Kings have done this period.
And off the boards, Neely's pass. Lurkowski moving in, shot, and a save made, and then it trickled wide of Defoe in the rebound. Cleared up, not out. Stumple holds it in, gets hit by Druce. He'll get some help. Near side, Sweeney in alone. Shot and the save, Defoe. Don Sweeney, the defenseman, open as he moved into that face-off circle to get that shot. And, of course, along with hockey, there's also some football that gets played during the Thanksgiving holiday. And it'll be coming up for you today on ESPN's College Football Battle, a backyard brawl, Pittsburgh and West Virginia. It'll be at 4 o'clock today. Big East rivals battling, one of the traditional matchups for the Thanksgiving holiday weekend. 4 o'clock this afternoon right here on ESPN. This face-off will be to the right of Byron Defoe. The 24-year-old comes back to board. Shot, save made. Defoe after Ted Donato on the draw.
He won it cleanly, too. Ted Donato beat Yari Curry on that draw cleanly. Yari Curry is being pressed into a center spot here because Kevin Todd is out with a neck injury, and Teddy Donato just ate him up on that one. Once again, you get it back to Ray Bork, bang, you know you're going to get a shot on goal.
Raymond playing in his 1,167th game in the National Hockey League. The only place he's ever played is right here. Moving it back in, McSorley sweeps it off into the corner to Tocchet. Tocchet for Yari Curry in the middle, deflects in, and then out to the corner. Where is it? Spun around to Alexei Kasatonov. Kasatonov, who had set out 5 games, has been in the last 4 consecutive. Kind of surprising he'd set out. He had a pretty good plus-minus at least. He was leading this team with a +6 coming into the game. Sweat back in. Tocchet tried to tip. Bork was there. Out for Donato. Donato looking. Stevens will be the trailer. Stevens now heads to the net. Back up for Leach. Shot. Stevens the screen. Shot was wide.
Here goes Kasatonov back to get it. One of the reasons Kasatonov had a little bit of a problem early was the Bruins played attack everywhere. They've changed that in the last 10 days. They are more patient. They were allowing 2-on-1s and 3-on-2s all over the place. And at Kasatonov's age, that's not his best game.
Leach on the intercept, but he shot it wide. Good interception by Leach. Under a minute left to go here in the second period. The Bruins with a 2-0 lead. Neely and Moger have the goals. Both of them in the first period. Cam Neely drops it out for Sweeney. Sweeney starts it up ice. The D leading the rush. Leaves it back. Near side. Into the middle. Stumple. Nope. Goes behind the net. Pass from McEachran. A little too far. McEachran tipped it away. Stumple was following, but it was poke checked away from him. Back in. Yachmanev sends it in. Yachmanev, the leading rookie scorer, doing battle behind the net. Stumple got back. Cannot clear it out. Good play. Sean O'Donnell stepping up to hold it in. 27 left. Bruins player behind. Cam Neely got hit in the face. Cleared back by the Kings. Gretzky looking for the chance. Granato almost tried to line that shot up. Couldn't do it. 14 left in the period. Sador held it in. Backed up. In behind the net. Sweeney. Granato on the chase. Sweeney just wants to clear. Doesn't. Cowie held it in. Had it blocked. Kings holding it in the zone, but unable to get a scoring chance out of this as the second period ends. So the man who hasn't lost in the net, not Byron Defoe, but his rookie netminder at the other end, Scott Bailey, is shutting out the Los Angeles Kings. A 2-0 lead, with the shots over 2 being 26-14 in favor of the Bruins. Steve Levy.
Gary, thanks. We'll get it back to you very shortly. Boston Bruins in good shape to get a season-high 4-game winning streak going. They've won 3 straight coming into today's action. Coming up, we have scores and highlights, thoughts from Barry and Alan. We'll look at the other action in the NHL. Detroit and Philadelphia, they're going out at the Spectrum in Philly. 2-0 in Boston.
How can this be car of the year? You can't get up and walk around in a car. Cars don't have seats on rollers. Or so many seats, period. Or so much space for so many things. And they certainly don't offer sliding doors on both sides. Well then, it would appear that for the first time ever, Motor Trend's Car of the Year isn't a car. It's a Caravan from the new Dodge.
It could only come from here. Canada, the
ice. Molson Ice. Ice brewed to be colder and bolder. Yet smooth as ice. Molson Ice. From the land where ice was born.
Wanted. Crash test dummy. Any volunteers?
You are ready.
Natural ability can only take you so far. Equipment counts for a lot. I'm always checking out new ideas. You have to stay competitive. That's what I like about Pert Plus. Cleans and conditions in one step. No messing with 2 bottles. I get great results. No hassle, no fuss. Eventually, we all cross the finish. The winners just find a better way to get there.
Pert Plus, great hair, no fuss.
Do whatever it takes to get to Subway. For an Ace Ventura meal deal featuring a hot and delicious 6-inch Subway melt sub, you'll get an Ace Ventura Collector's Cup and valuable coupons, but only while supplies last.
Subway, what a sandwich.
Tonight's intermission report is presented by the new Dodge. We're thinking ahead.
Steve Levy back at the new Dodge Intermission Report rolls on. Hope your holiday Friday is working out for you. It's certainly working out for the Bruins. They have a 2-0 lead over the Kings after 40 minutes of play from Boston. Great matchup, great other matchup this afternoon in Philadelphia. The Flyers, since Eric Lindros returned from his injury, they're 4-0. Obviously makes a big difference. They're going for their 5th straight win against a Red Wing club that's looking for their 8th straight. To the Spectrum. Only goal to this point, Rod Brindamore to Rob DeMaio, and he beats Mike Vernon on the wrister to put the Flyers up by a score of 1-0. For the Wings, it's their longest winning streak since 1988, and Garth Snow doing a good job on that Flyer net. Barry, what do you have?
Yeah, Steve, the most interesting player for Detroit this year is Sergei Fedorov. Detroit had to go out and trade for Igor Larionov to try and get Fedorov going. This guy is one of the greatest players in the world, not just in the NHL. This guy has to play better if Detroit's going to win the Stanley Cup, and that's Detroit's goal, not to finish well, not to be average in the playoff. Their goal has to be to win the Stanley Cup, and this guy must play better if that's going to happen. And now you want to talk about another offensive player.
Oh, another finesse guy, Phil Crow of the Flyers. You know, Eric Lindros can fight. He fought Marty McSorley the other night. The Flyers don't want him to do it. They want guys like Phil Crow to do it. Here's Lindros' first game back. Dennis Vial says, well, maybe I'll take a run here. And Phil Crow says, no, not going to happen. He knows his job is to protect Eric Lindros like a superstar. The superstars he's protected before.
I can remember being on the other side of the fence. Basically, what we wanted to do, we wanted to get him with his temper flaring. And if you got him with his temper flaring, he forgot about playing the game. And I think that was a couple of years ago. And I don't notice it so much anymore. He usually, you know, tends to control himself a bit better now. But used to be, if you could get Eric off his game, just hit him once good or something like that, he'd be looking for that big hit on you the rest of the night, forgetting about scoring.
That's right. Phil Crow used to come in with Los Angeles and try to get Eric Lindros off his game, and his job was the same with Wayne Gretzky in L.A., I guess.
Very similar, Al, except the only difference is Lindros is such a big physical monster. Gretzky and Lemieux aren't very big monsters, big physical players. But Phil Crow, Marty McSorley, all these guys have to protect these superstars. They have to feel that they can do whatever they want on the ice at any time with no repercussions.
And you don't teach that, you don't coach that. These guys know their jobs, right?
They know their jobs, and they're also, it's a tool. Every team has a tough guy, and it's used as a tool, and that's why they're there.
All right, we switch gears now. We get into some college football action for you. Rivalry week. For some schools, it was last week. For some other institutions of higher learning, it was this week. The Carolinas, North Carolina and North Carolina State. Highlights of this one, and a good one when they get together. Second quarter, UNC up 14-7. Terry Harvey, 12 yards. The old quarterback draw still works. Tie things at 14. Last play of the very first half. Mike Thomas goes 40 yards up in the air, tipped up, and Darren Ashford comes up with it. The extra point would be blocked on that wild play. That made it 20-14. It's now 30-14. Carolina leading State. Johnson has 2 touchdown runs in this one, 4 and 6 yards. That's your score in the third quarter. Elsewhere, college football today, some early starts. We thought we had an early hockey start, early college football as well. Rutgers out in front, a field goal up on Boston College in the fourth quarter there. And Purdue and Indiana going at it as well. They're still in the third, and Purdue is doing the crush job on Indiana. Boston and Los Angeles today from the Fleet Center in Boston. Troy Crowder and John Roloff know just how tough this game is.
Over the past 3 years, Dodge has offered a choice of more new nameplates than anybody else. Here are 3 more new choices that make it easier for you to drive an incredibly sophisticated 96 Dodge Stratus. Choose $500 cash savings, or an interest rate as low as 1.9%. Or choose a Stratus lease rate of only $229 per month. The Dodge Buyer's Choice Sale. The choice is all yours at the friendly Dodge dealer near you.
As a roller hockey player, there are 2 choices you can make when it comes to your equipment. You can lose 15 pounds a game sweating wearing ice hockey equipment, or you can lose the 15 pounds of ice hockey equipment and stay cool wearing our stuff. Franklin air-cooled design roller hockey gear. The coolest equipment in the game.
Hey, man. Borrowed your jeans. Mine were dirty.
If you don't have them, you can't wear them.
If you got a beard, we've got your number. The adjustable Maverick beard and mustache trimmer with 6 different settings. Man, does this do a number on beards. Maverick from Norelco.
Hey, Santa, just a few weeks to go.
This Christmas at Sears, things are really shaping up with Sears Cardio Force. Finally, a total body workout for the whole family at the lean price of only $169.99.
It's time for the NHL. So when they ice it, hook it, save it, and score it, you'll need to know. NHL Tonight on ESPN2, Tuesday through Saturday at 11:30 p.m.
He's a rookie goal scorer. Welcome back. The new Dodge Inhibition Report rolls on National Hockey Night. There is news from around the NHL. In case you're noticing, Los Angeles Kings are without left winger Eric Lacroix today. Lacroix has been suspended effective immediately. They'll have a hearing coming up on Monday. The reason for that is a checking from behind incident Wednesday night against the Islanders at Nassau Coliseum. Now take a look at this graphic video. As he releases the puck, he is hit from behind by Lacroix and goes down. Barry, your take on that?
Hey, Steve, I disagree with you. I think it was a hit from the side. Eric Lacroix plays hard every night. He runs into people. He gets hit more than anyone else in the NHL. He's cut all the time. His face is all cut up. Certainly, we don't want to see Vasky hurt, and we hope he's healthy. But I don't think Eric Lacroix deserves to be suspended from that hit.
Barry, it was like a pitchfork. He actually had the stick up like this to come in. I think if you look at this, Brian Burke's going to hand down at least 10 games. And don't forget, this is the second time Lacroix has been up before Burke. He had a thing with an official. He ran into an official earlier. I think you're looking at least 10 games. If there isn't, there's going to be a real outcry about it.
And if he gets suspended, I think girls are going to be playing right away.
Wow, come on now. You don't mean that. Vasky suffered a concussion, out indefinitely. Of course, Mike Milbury loses another defenseman to injury. Elsewhere around the NHL, Chicago and Anaheim. That's coming up a little bit later this afternoon. The Ducks in third place, doing a good job. Paul Kariya, 10th in scoring.
Paul Kariya is the best young player in the NHL right now, Steve. This guy is exciting. He's fast. He can score. He's electrifying. The people in Anaheim love this guy. And the other guy in the NHL right now is Eric Daze. This guy is different than Kariya because he's so big and strong and powerful. He's totally opposite of Kariya, but they're both leading the league in goals as rookies. Daze is with 10. He's big, he's strong, he runs into people, he goes in front of the net on the power play, he's physical, he finishes checks, he makes plays. He's a prototype power forward that's coming into the NHL. And Kariya's the other way. He's small and fast.
Daze looks great. And Daze officially played last year. People are wondering why is he a rookie. He's still officially considered a rookie, which means he could win the Rookie of the Year award. Stay tuned for that. Also, stay tuned tomorrow night, ESPN2. We've got hockey for you on the Deuce. It's the Vancouver Canucks in San Jose. They're at the Tank, taking on the Sharks. Check it out. 10:30 Eastern tomorrow night on the Deuce.
If
you have what's overall the most powerful line of truck engines on the planet, if you have better resale value than Ford, Chevy, or GMC, if you have what it takes to get J.D. Power & Associates' most appealing pickup award, you're probably not going to put your trucks on sale. But then, if you're Dodge, you like to change the rules. Announcing the first ever Magnum Power Sales event with savings up to $670 and low lease rates on America's hottest pickups. At America's Truck Stop, the new Dodge.
Do you love beer? Have you ever spent 20 minutes in the beer aisle? Have you ever toasted with beer? Did you ever return a case of beer because it tasted old? Did you ever notice how the good beer is the first to disappear from the fridge at parties? Do you think this might possibly be the best time in history for a beer lover to be alive? Do you love beer?
Foot action. Foot action's when I take my man off the dribble, run through a double pick, then square up behind the arc and take it up over some guy like he's been dipped in concrete and left out to dry. That's foot action when you bust open and it starts raining threes.
Foot action's also where to get the latest Nike shoes and stuff you wear when you're doing your thing.
Looks like severe thunderstorms are headed towards the New York area.
For every action, there's foot action.
Okay, we've got good news and bad news. The good news is these games kick serious butt. The bad news is you're the butt.
You're not ready.
It's a Thanksgiving football parade on ESPN. Don't miss a classic rivalry between Big East brethren. The Pittsburgh Panthers, led by Coach Johnny Majors, try to pounce on the Mountaineers in West Virginia. Today at 4, only on ESPN.
Hey, folks, throw away the clicker on this holiday Friday. No reason to go anywhere else. Coming up after hockey, we've got Big East College Football Pitt in West Virginia at 4 Eastern. That'll be followed by Sports Center. And then we get into college hoops. The Hall of Fame Tip-Off Classic. Rick Pitino's Kentucky Club in Maryland going at it, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. That'll be followed by the NIT Championship game from the Garden in New York. Zona and Georgetown have a look at Allen Iverson, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. That'll be followed by Sports Center. And then at midnight, a.m. and Eastern, more college basketball, the semifinals of the Great Alaska Shootout, Indiana and the Dukies. The new Dodge Intermission Report. Third period from Boston is next.
Does your stomach look like this? In just a few minutes a day, it could look like this. If you start using this. Introducing the revolutionary new AbFlex, the first home exercise machine that works the upper, lower, and side abdominals with one simple exercise. Thanks to its patented direct resistance design, the AbFlex zeroes in on those hard-to-target abdominal muscles, so it can produce dramatic results like this in just 3 minutes a day.
4.5 inches I lost. I was 39.5, went down to 35. Boom, just like that.
Here's the AbFlex guarantee. If you don't lose 3 to 6 inches and 10 pounds within 30 days, simply return the AbFlex system for a full refund. The AbFlex. It's the fast way to a firm, flat stomach and a slim, shapely waistline. So call now.
Have your credit card ready and call the number on your screen to order your AbFlex system right now. Lose 3 to 6 inches and 10 pounds within 30 days or return the AbFlex system for a full refund of your purchase price. Call now.
Fred Couples, Corey Pavin, Peter Jacobson, and Tom Watson. Golf's best duel in the desert in the Skins game, Saturday on ABC.
ESPN's coverage of National Hockey Night is brought to you by the new Dodge. We're thinking ahead. By Pringles, so fresh, once you pop, you can't stop. And by Martini and Rossi, the delicious sparkling wine that's perfect whenever, wherever, whatever.
And welcome back, everybody. The Fleet Center in Boston. Gary Thorne, Bill Clement, Brian Engblom. We go to the third period with this noontime start. The Bruins leading at 2-0, and they are short a man, Brian Engblom.
Yeah, they sure are, Gary. Rookie defenseman Kyle McLaren was wheeled off on a stretcher to the hospital for further examination. Poor guy is living out his dream. He's 18 years old, playing in the National Hockey League, playing with Ray Bourque, and this is a Boston team that isn't very deep on defense in the first place because Al Iafrate has them available all year. You'll see his left knee go into the boards. The left knee is the one he hurt. Ouch. You could see that after, you could see it bent there, but afterwards he could not straighten it out and couldn't put any pressure on it whatsoever. So it's bad news so far, guys.
Oh, that even looks worse every time you see it.
Yeah, from that angle, Gary, I hadn't even seen that angle. He definitely had his skate planted, the knee wrenched and twisted, and we can only wish him the best, but he is on his way to the hospital.
We start the third period. The shots are 26-14 in favor of the Bruins. Cam Neely had the first goal, a power play goal. Moger the other.
Got a fat lip, too, that he got in the first period. There wasn't a call on it. 5-game point scoring streak, couple of goals, 7 assists. Still dabbing away at the lip. Yeah, it looks like the blood has at least disappeared, but he got whacked pretty good in the mouth. Sean O'Donnell walked, boom, with the shaft of his stick right up into Neely's mouth, and then later on, here's what it looked like. Later on, he was giving Billy McCreary some grief, the referee who didn't call it. Of course, his back was turned in McCreary's defense. That was a blind play to him.
Bill McCreary's had a couple of tough ones that we've been able to see on replay. And Tony Granato had one earlier in the game as well. Didn't open him up like that, but caught him right off the end of the stick. Power plays have been the killer here for Los Angeles in this game as they have gone 0 for 6. The Bruins are 1 for 3. Kings have had their chances and have not been able to convert on it. But Kekron on the far side, just underway, third period. Their noontime game on this Friday from Boston. And taking it back into the zone is Sweeney. Sweeney had Gretzky up on the forecheck with him. Up ahead, Stumple. Stumple moves it over to Neely. A lot of room. Neely in. Shot save. Defoe. Byron Defoe caught that one right in the chest. Gretzky drops it back out. Yachmanev moves it up. Yachmanev waiting for a little help. Rolled into the corner by Granato as he went rolling with it. Back up to the point, Sador. His shot deflected in front. Chipped away. Sweeney blocked that shot with his skate before it got in on Scott Bailey. Played in the corner. Raymond Bourque back to get it. Bourque waiting as the Bruins come over the boards. Near side, Kevin Stevens. Kevin Stevens has picked up 6 goals, 4 assists going into this game. Kings drop, shot, Kristich save. Where is it? Right in the air. Donato there. Bailey blocked it. It went up off his glove in the air. He didn't know where it was, but Ted Donato helped. Stevie Leach back the other way. Leach centering pass. Had Donato already having gone by. Kristich there to take it. He tries to send it in. Had it blocked, sits on the blue line and back outside the offside. Our next broadcast on ESPN's National Hockey Night will be coming up December 12 at 9 o'clock Eastern. The Detroit Red Wings, who have gotten it together, leading that Central Division right now against the St. Louis Blues, who continue to make player changes. Brett Hull, of course, has been out for them. Back in the lineup, Stevie Yzerman with Detroit, 20 points on the season. Fedorov is up to 23, and that Detroit offense is rolling. We'll see him December 12, National Hockey Night. Rick Zombo cleared it out through center. Leach went skating by, tried to get it. Jam up on the near side, still loose against the boards. O'Donnell chips it in for the Kings as they dump and chase to start this third period. Again, O'Donnell along the point. He protected the puck as Jari Kurri moved in to hold it in. Kristich doing battle there, couldn't control. Centered for Jari Kurri just off the stick. Point shot, Sador, and that one bounced. Had the setup man right in front. Sador shot that one in. Rebound bounced off the pads wide. That'll be covered with Jari Kurri coming. That one off Zombo.
There's Scott Bailey just smothering the puck. His first game, he did that so much, and it was the wise thing to do. Don't put it back into play. I mean, get your confidence. Get your NHL legs under you. He has got Travis on the side of his mask. A good luck wish to Travis Roy, a man that, Gary, you talked about earlier in the game. Freshman at BU, who is now paralyzed after falling into the board. Scott Bailey, an impressive beginning. And last year at the beginning of the season, Gary, we saw him play in the minors in the American League during the lockout when we were doing games on the Deuce. He was number 6 on the Bruins depth chart of goaltending at the beginning of last season.
That's the way it's gone, boy, with this goaltending situation here in Boston. And no indication this morning that anything's going to change in the near future anyway in their attempt to deal with Edmonton for Curtis Joseph. Kings swept that one back through the middle. Crowder centering pass, nobody there to handle it. Giving chase at the other end. Finn for the Kings tipped it away. Pat Conacher doing battle over there against Hines. Conacher down, got it away to Crowder. Good hustle. Hines and Conacher doing the battle that time. Hit put on by John Roloff. Roloff's played a pretty decent game with a couple of strong shots and pretty good body checks. Hines sends that one off the boards. Mighty McSorley back through center. Boston changing up behind the play. Almost got caught in it. Stumple guns that one up. Bounces off LA players. They will wave off any icing. Finn back to get it, and the Kings will change as well. Steve Finn sends it up near side. Kevin Brown nowhere to go. Sean O'Donnell and Kevin Brown, both rookies, getting a lot of playing time in this game. One on D, that's O'Donnell, and Kevin Brown the forward.
Just about everybody's getting playing time for the Kings, because except for Sigurov. He has not seen the ice since the end of the first period when he was on the ice for a goal against. But with 5 games in 7 nights, Larry Robinson knows got to stay rested.
Over the past 3 years, Dodge has offered a choice of more new nameplates than anybody else. Here are 3 more new choices that make it easier for you to drive a technically stunning 96 Dodge Intrepid. Like cash savings of $1,000, or an interest rate as low as 1.9%, or choose an Intrepid lease rate of only $259 a month. The Dodge Buyer's Choice Sale. The choice is all yours at the friendly Dodge dealer near you.
Because I won.
Because I lost.
Why are you drinking martini and Rossi Asti?
Because someone finally cleaned my apartment.
My bike broke down.
Because I've got the perfect burger.
Because the accordion player next door just moved out. Because I like the taste.
Because I just paid off my pool.
Martini and Rossi Asti. Whenever, wherever.
Its existence is a wave-like motion.
Whatever.
I think it's erotic. Exotic.
Steve Levy in our National Hockey Night studios. The new Dodge to Philadelphia. Wings and flies. These are the final 20 seconds of the first period. Philly gets a good opportunity. John LeClaire the shot. Mike Vernon the save to keep it 1-0.
Just as you'd expect, a couple of offensive powerhouses end up in a 1-0 game.
That's Kevin Brown on the end of the bench. He was shaking his head when he got up from this hit. Watch Roloff take him. Textbook D. He's holding his mouth. Didn't look like he got hit, but sometimes when you get jacked like that into the boards, your head shakes so much your jaw starts to ache. It's almost like you got a concussion from the hit on your body.
He was hanging on that one as he got up just to make sure he was still in one piece. Sador near side. Yannick Perreault had it bounced off the body out to center. Perreault ships that one in off the boards. Bailey back there to play it. Bailey denying the Kings on all 15 of their shots in this game. This is going to be an icing call at the other end. Scott Bailey going after his 3rd win of the season. A young man that nobody expected to see here this year, really at any time, and now he ends up being their starter.
You really have to go back to 90-91 to pinpoint the last time the Bruins goaltending situation was stable. They had Moog and Lemel, and since then, look at this list. Everybody from Matt Deljudas to Mike Bales to Vinny Riendo. A dozen goalies since 90-91. And it really has not been stable since Andy Moog and Reggie Lemelin were partners here then.
And where Bailey will fit in here in the future, nobody knows the answer to that one at this point. O'Donnell tipped that off the boards. Drew's able to hold it in. Ray Bork cleared it around far side. Stumple over in his own end. Nice pass to McEachran. McEachran coming with Neely. McEachran and Neely. McEachran holds it. Still has it. Trying to set it in. Defoe smothers the pass, and McEachran jams the boards with his stick.
Well, a great play by Byron Defoe to stay with him. I mean, McEachran played it right. He kept waiting for Defoe to flinch to make a move, and Defoe was clearly committed to stopping McEachran. He was leaving the pass to the defenseman. This is a 2-on-1. McEachran took a peek at the blue line for the pass. It wasn't there. Waited. Great agility by Byron Defoe, and then he blocked the pass back out front.
Tried the aerial pass, and Defoe reached up with a glove and knocked it down.
Well, you know, he is in a zone, Gary, and he said, you know what, when I get a lot of shots and when I'm playing well, the puck looks as big as a beach ball. It has looked big almost all season for Byron Defoe.
Byron Defoe for the Kings playing in his 18th game. Kelly Rudy coming off the injury has continued to be bothered and has played in only 1 game. Jamie Storr has played in 5. For Defoe, the majority of the work. Leach trying to hold it in for Boston, could not. Gretzky cleared it out. Yachmanev, the rookie, drops it on the far side. McSorley swung it back into the middle. They do not connect. Cowie will chase. Cowie jammed it off the board. Josh Menev again looking up ice.
Marty McSorley is going to try and join the rush. He did on that play as he did in the first period. They're down 2-0. You look at the Kings defensemen. Who else is going to join the rush? Rob Cowie might try to get up there. Sean O'Donnell's not going to.
Do not have a lot of offensive power back in the blue line.
No, Daryl Sador's got the wheels to get up there. Steve Finn does not. So about 3 of their 6 may try to join the rush.
Leach dropped that one off. Dave Reed, the shot from the blue line, hit Finn. Played by Defoe, high off the glass. Reed over to get it. Boston was changing to get the people back out. Shot save made by Defoe on board. Raymond Board coming down the left side. Gretzky and Board. Gretzky tips that one in on net. Big save for Defoe right there. They get bigger with 14-18 left to go in the third, and that 2-0 lead for the Bruins. Both of those goals having come in the first period. Kristich tried to clear, couldn't get it by as Moger held it in. Kings have to go behind the net and started back Tocchet. Dropped it, Sador. Good step up by Sandy Moger. Dave Reed, his shot deflected off the glass. 2 good plays by Moger to create the offensive opportunity for Reed. And the Kings try and rush it again. Tocchet near side, dumps it in. Tocchet, Kristich, and Jari Kurri. Kurri blocked it off the dasher. Chased out the center.
See the difference? When Ray Board gets the puck down low, what he does is just keeps it along the boards to get out of the zone. All game long, the Kings have tried to force the play into the middle, and the Bruins have caused and eaten up more turnovers.
Kasatonov cleared it around the boards. Hines at center. Passed up for Neely. Tough pass by him that time. Neely giving chase. Cowie back there. They wave off the icing, and it's covered by Byron Defoe.
We're going to show you Byron Defoe. He is a kid that is finally getting his chance at age 24. Actually spent 10 games in the East Coast League a few years ago on his way up, climbing through the leagues. And he wears a mask that has a castle on it. That brickwork is part of a medieval castle. I was wondering about the significance, asked him about it. He looked at me, grinned, and said, well, king of the castle. Works for me. Get it?
It's a little early in the day, but that's all right, though. That works.
The LA King of the Castle. He apparently has a tremendous paint job on a new mask, but he's played so well this season, he's waiting to break that one in.
Yeah, won't be changing that around till a couple of losses go up on the board. Swung around in the corner by Yannick Perreault, who broke that up. Bruins, near side Neely. Neely shifted out at it, tipped away. Defoe's got to play that side of the net. Stumple moving in on him, so he backed it up on the far side boards. 2-0 lead, 12:53 left to go here in the third period here in Boston at the Fleet Center, as the Kings try and find a way to get it by the rookie Scott Bailey at the other end. Gretzky not had a lot of offensive chances in this game. He's not really been involved in much of it offensively yet. Swung off the near side boards. Maybe he keeps looking for Casper over there on the bench.
Well, there's been very little open ice. The Boston Bruins have yielded only one odd man rush to the LA Kings. They've done a very good job defensively of eliminating those. And you know, Gary, if you give Wayne Gretzky the odd man rushes, that's when he's going to kill you the worst.
Wayne Gretzky has not had a shot on goal in this game. Bruins leading the Kings 2-0.
You think you got a game? Mine's a stick-toting, rocket-launching, freezer-burning, glass-cleaning, blurry little twine-denting, board-eating, crunch, top shelf with the peanut butter, stand-em-up, mucking, ice-lounging, drop-passing, puck-extracting, blue line bouncing, bring it on, crash dummy, hard-to-keep-up with grease monkey kind of game. You want some of that? Bring your best game. NHL 96, the ultimate judge on any of these home arenas. If it's in the game, EA Sports. It's in the game.
How can this be car of the year? You can't get up and walk around in a car. Cars don't have seats on rollers. Or so many seats, period. Or so much space for so many things. And they certainly don't offer sliding doors on both sides. Well then, it would appear that for the first time ever, Motor Trend's car of the year isn't a car. It's a Caravan from the new Dodge.
Taking a look inside the old Boston Garden, 1928 to 95, and moving to the new Fleet Center where this one's being played. And of course, that bigger ice surface. Boston teams were noted for the crash bang style with that small ice surface in the old Garden. Now they're up to regulation. Cleared back in. No, that came outside the line. Sador tried to get away with it, could not. 12:01 remaining here in the third period. 28-15 the shots in favor of the Bruins, who have the 2-0 lead.
There was a time earlier in this season that teams that would fall behind by 2 goals to the Boston Bruins would say, hey, we have them right where we want them, because 10 times this season, and mind you, the confidence level has come a long way for the Bruins in the last 3 games, but 10 times the Bruins have had 2-goal leads only to see them vanish. Some of those games they lost, some of them they tied, some of them they won. They've had a propensity for losing 2-goal leads.
Two's been a bad number for them in that regard. They are 1-6 in 2-goal games this season. Intercepted by Wayne Gretzky. Gretzky will be out there trying to force some of this offensive play at this point. Taken back in by Sador. Sador clears it off for Granato. Granato dropped it back McSorley. Up for Granato. Chipped away. Cleared back into the zone. Ted Donato. Sador looking for help on the far side as the Kings were changing. Sweeney plays it back in around the net. Boston back in the attack. Moger 3-on-2. Moger in. Moger tried to center at the side of the net with it. Had a 3-on-2 that time, but the centering pass hit the net. Gretzky got it away, and back up ice. O'Donnell, the defenseman, leads the rush into the corner. Ray Bourque with him. Bourque and O'Donnell cleared around by Kasatonov. Hines reaching for it. Couldn't get there in time. Kristich able to hold it in. Centered by Tocchet. Hines steps up again. Gretzky looking. Gretzky back into the middle. Broken up. Tried to get that to Finn, the defenseman who was moving in from that point. Intercepted again, Dmitry Kristich. Kristich looking. Far side in. Curry shot. Save. Yari Curry the rebound. Big save for Scott Bailey. Curry comes in front. Curry back up onto the point. Sador's shot. That one went wide through a screen. Yari Curry. Big effort here. Finn shot. It'll be blocked, and the Bruins will get it out.
Well, the Bruins brought that on themselves, Gary. They had a chance to just dump it into the zone, and Alexei Kasatonov tried to force a pass. Kings came the other way. That's how Curry got the big shot.
Finn dumped that one in. Neely up the near side. Kristich steps up again, puts the hit on. Loose puck. Good job by Dmitry Kristich to hold it in. Gets it back. Kristich centered. Shot chipped up over the net. Long shift. Yari Curry had the chance. Cowie open. Fanned on it. Tipped away. Kristich. Bailey hasn't got his stick. Comes back. Shot. Cowie missed the net. Picking up the stick as Bailey rebounds. Shot. Score! The third time around. Cowie makes it a 2-1 game.
What terrific pressure by the LA Kings, and Scott Bailey did all he could. There was no way he was finally stopping the rocket from Rob Cowie, who's got a terrific shot. The Bruins, couple of problems. First of all, they got running all over the place defensively. Second problem, at least 2 of them were tired. Steve Hines had been out there for about a minute and a half. That is too long, and Cowie has closed this gap now. 2-1 Boston lead, but what pressure. I mean, there's the first thing that started it. Bailey was without his stick. Curry tried to kick it away. Neely jammed him in the back of the legs. Finally, it came back to Cowie, and that might have even hit something. The way Bailey reacted, that shot from Rob Cowie could really let her rip. Picks up many points in the minor leagues, Rob Cowie has, but Bailey looked like that was changing directions on him.
Cowie had his only other goal against Dallas on November 8th. He picks up his second goal of the season here, and suddenly it is a 1-goal game. 2-1 as the Kings get on the board, and what an effort by Yari Curry on that shift to keep that puck alive for those chances. And he had a long shift. Sent into the corner by O'Donnell. 2-1 game. Now they'll try and put some forechecking pressure on the Kings. Bounces off the side of the net. Centering pass comes back to Leach. Leach clears it out of the zone.
Now we'll see if the Bruins do the smart things, Gary. For the last 4 or 5 minutes, they've tried to force plays that weren't there. They got caught a couple of times. They had a 2-goal lead. They didn't have to do that.
Down to 1 now. Steve Leach the shot. That deflected wide off Ted Donato. Comes to Sweeney. Sweeney able to hold it in. Picked up Donato. Side of the net. Rolled out in front. Couldn't get the shot off. Zombo had it chipped away. Ziplikov reached in and poke checked that to center. Offside call here. We've got ourselves a game as the Bruins lead has been cut to 2-1 at 10:13.
When I started losing my hair, it bothered me so much I became obsessed with it. But after going to the Bosley Medical Group, the results I've gotten are fantastic. It's like a bad dream that is over.
If you're considering the natural and permanent solution to hair loss, remember, choosing the right hair restoration physician makes all the difference in the world.
You want to look natural. You don't want to look artificial. You don't want anybody to ever know that you had a hair transplant. That you can get from a good artist like Dr. Bosley.
Today, we're able to help many more men than we could 15 or 20 years ago.
We've developed micrographs, mini-graphs, and varigraphs so that we're able to restore a head of hair that's virtually impossible to detect.
Get this new guidebook and video, then get a free personal consultation at the Bosley Medical Institute. We're ready to help you make what could be the most important self-improvement decision of your life.
Time now for the MCI Proof Positive Play of the Day. Takes us to Philadelphia. The Red Wings leading the Flyers 1-0. Then Eric Desjardins to Eric Lindros. Little wrap from the side of the net. 2-0 there.
Steve, thanks. That's what the score was here until Cowie got that goal to make it 2-1. And 8:42 left to go in the third period. The Kings getting their goal on their 17th shot of the game. And the Bruins try and keep the heat on. McEachran had not cleared the zone. Had to let that one go as he went by it. Granato will start the other way. Granato sends it in wide of Bailey, picked up by Bourque. Out there is Gretzky. Gretzky working from behind the net. Off Granato. He tried to get that in off Bailey. Shot. Look out. Gretzky center. It was blocked by Bourque. Gretzky again dropping it in. Gretzky tried to bounce that first pass off the back of Bailey. Didn't get it. Intercepted and sent off the near side boards. The Kings have put some offensive heat on here in the third period. Stripped away in the near side corner by McEachran, who turns into the net. Got pulled away from the puck. Back to center, Sweeney. Kings change it. Waiting for some room. Zombo will dump that one in wide. Chase behind the net, Sador. Sador took the hit from Sandy Moger, but backed that pass up. Yari Curry does not get it out. Shot in wide by Dave Reed. Reed chases again. Reed intercepting that Yari Curry pass. Tocchet along the boards, couldn't get it. Sador deep in the corner. Reed puts it back into the middle. Stepping up, Steve Hines protecting the puck. Yari Curry. Curry moves it in the middle. Curry dumps it into the corner. Curry, Kristich, and Tocchet out there. Cleared high off the glass and out to center. 7:20 remaining. Third period has flown along here. In a 2-1 game, neither team wanting to create the bad penalty. Power play opportunity for the other team. Tocchet looking, centering past to Yari Curry. Reed took him out of the play. Just stepped right in front of him. Glove down at the point and held in. Hit McCurry, the referee, in the corner. Kristich centering pass. Couldn't get Finn, the defenseman who was cutting, and cleared out of the zone. Good work by Hines back there. Cowie from Siplikoff at 10:13, the time of that goal for the Kings. To get them on the board. Now they need another to tie, and they're keeping the heat on. Centered for Kristich, poked away to the point to Finn. Finn with Ray Bourque moving up on him, got it to Kristich. Donato over there on the hit. Comes back in behind the net, cleared around Sweeney. Cleared up by Stevens out of the zone. Chased down at the far end. O'Donnell's back on D. Centering pass. No penalty, yes. The Kings are going to be short-handed. A delayed call. Boston getting the extra skater. Extra skater out on the delayed whistle, which will come right here. A 2-on-1 break resulted in that penalty occurring, and Boston gets a power play with just 6:14 remaining. Direct Great 8 hoop tourney. Direct TV will have it for you. Arkansas, Michigan State here on ESPN at 7 o'clock Eastern and 4 Pacific. Number 7 Massachusetts takes on the number 1 and highly rated Kentucky Wildcats at 9 Eastern and 6 Pacific. Oklahoma State against Wake Forest. That'll be at 7 o'clock Eastern. Kansas and Virginia, 2 of the top 20 teams. Direct TV choices for you.
There's Yannick Perreault. He really worked hard to negate the 2-on-1, but he fouled a man while he was doing it, so he is in the penalty box. Wayne Gretzky, we mentioned that he's not had a shot on goal now. It's coming up close to 3 games, but he just about tied the game for the LA Kings. There was a shot that went wide. He got it with his foot, turned around. He had Bailey down. He just didn't have time to turn around and get complete control of it.
Boston power play. Shot knocked down in front by Defoe. In behind the net, Stevens dumps it off for Stumple and jammed out of the zone. So only 6 minutes remaining to go. You see the Bruins are that 1 for 3. Neely had that power play goal in the first period while the Kings have struggled on it. Perreault, the interference call here, creating this chance for Boston.
And the way the Bruins have played in their own zone, Gary, in the last 6-7 minutes, they need another goal in this game.
The Los Angeles Kings have scored 3 short-handed goals this season. Boston's given up a couple. That'll be cleared out by the Kings. Sweeney will give chase. Don Sweeney back in his own end. A minute 17 on the power play up for Neely. Kings change up on the penalty killers. Stevens out there on the power play unit, sent it in. Neely tipped it behind the net to Stumple. Marty McSorley on him. Joseph Stumple off the back of the net. Donald stepped up, moved it around, but not out. Ray Bork there. Bork guns it back into the corner. Intercepted and cleared out of the zone by O'Donnell. Down to 55 left in this power play. Bruins up 2-1. 5 minutes and 3 seconds left to go in the third period. Neely set up in front of the net. Stevens looking in front. Stevens goes back up on top. Ray Bork near side, lines it up, tipped wide. Played there by Stumple to Stevens. Stevens for Neely, had it blocked behind the net. 36 on the power play. Stumple's pass was blocked by Marty McSorley. Ray Bork again holds it in. Now it hits Neely and is jammed out by Yari Curry. The Kings change up again. 25 left on this Boston power play. Ray Bork moving it in, intended for Leach. Sador blocks it and clears. Boston gets back onside. Brought back in by Roloff. He got tied up by Granato. Finn clears it up. Tony Granato short-handed. Granato with some room. Granato 2-on-2. Short-handed chance deflected into the seats off Rick Zombo. 5 seconds left on the power play for the Kings. And let's check in with Brian Engblom.
We saw Wayne Gretzky with one great chance to tie things up for the Los Angeles Kings, and Wayne has not been feeling very well the last 4 or 5 days. He started feeling ill even before he came on this road trip. This is his 3rd game on the trip, and I'll tell you what, there's nothing more dangerous than a superstar who's not quite 100%. Their focus is so great. Look for Wayne Gretzky to do great things here before this game is over, guys.
Well, he's got 2 minutes and 6 seconds to work with.
5
I agree with you, Brian.
On the power play. Face-off will come in the Boston zone. Tipped in off the draw behind the net, and that'll do it on the Kings penalty. So back to full strength. See if that fires up the Los Angeles Kings here. Try and get this thing tied up. Sent back into the corner. Finn wraps it around. Sador in the far side. Sador will start it up ice to the defenseman. Leading the rush for Los Angeles. Sends it in over Donato's head. Taking it around the boards. Bruins now want to make sure the clears. Leach gets it out of there. Chased down by Sador again. Sador, McEachran on him. Near side, Leach holds it in. Leach centering pass in front. Shot Donato. Save made. Rebound Sador in the crease. Sweeney shot blocked out deep. One save made by Defoe. The other made by Sador as the puck was sitting just outside the line. 3:32 left in the third.
Jesse, you're next.
I'm all yours.
Save it for the stage, Romeo.
Carol always gives it to me straight. Like when she told me about my...
I told him about Head & Shoulders. Regular shampoos just rinse flakes away so they could come back. Head & Shoulders helps prevent flakes from even forming. You see the difference? You look great.
Thanks, but will it get me this part?
Couldn't hurt.
Head & Shoulders, because great hair can't have flakes.
Hey, break a leg.
Let's look at the Magnum Power sales event, one word at a time. Magnum, as in Magnum engines, as in Dodge Dakota pickup. A little bigger, a lot better. Power, we're talking Dodge. Overall, the most powerful line of truck engines on the planet. Sales, how about up to $3,000 off Dakota? An event? Well, that means this special offer ends sooner than later at America's Truck Stop, the new Dodge.
Well, the Kings are still within striking distance because of this play. Daryl Sador made 25. Watch, he's there trying to protect the goal. Got it with his skate. Flipped it out of harm's way, and the deficit is still just 1.
Sweeney sends it back into Hines. Hines with Cowie on him. Moger picks it up. Sandy Moger has picked up that other goal. Neely had the first for Boston. Moger had the even strength one. Little trip by McSorley off the back of the net. Comes the puck to the near side. Boston keeping heat on. Moger with Granato, tipped away. Granato can't clear it out of there. Cowie doing battle. Sandy Moger. Good job by Moger, showing some strength on Cowie. One-armed it behind the net, then got one-armed into the back of the net. Gretzky trying to clear, doesn't get it around. Sandy Moger over. Moger taken out of the play by Marty McSorley. Hines trying to center. Gretzky blocked it. McSorley picks it up. 2:48 left in the third. It is a 2-1 lead. Gretzky on the charge. Gretzky in. Yachmanev with him. Dropped it back. Granato and McSorley. Shot by McSorley. Blocked off the boards. And Zombo clears it out. It will be an icing call here. Coming back on the touch is Sean O'Donnell. 2:29 left in the third. Our Head and Shoulders storyline from the Fleet Center today. Cowie, goal number 2 on the season, the only one up there for the Kings. Gretzky, no shots in the last 9 periods that he has played in the power play. 0 has hurt Los Angeles.
In a big way. Our Head and Shoulders replay involves Cam Neely. We take you back to the first period. Early in the first, Cam Neely was robbed by Byron Dafoe. A terrific save. He stayed with it. Neely did, and Byron Dafoe directed a rebound out to him. The Bruins made it 2-0, and here in the third period, the Kings have closed it to 2-1.
Shots 5-3 in this period in favor of the Bruins. Not a lot of offensive chances. McEachran pulled that one away. John McEachran clears it up. Neely giving chase. Neely moving in with O'Donnell. The rookie defenseman got in front, then gets run out of the play by Neely, who kicked it. McEachran trying to jam it, and it is covered by Dafoe. 2:13 remaining in this one. Let's check in with Steve Levy. Steve.
Gary, the new Dodge now taking us to Philadelphia. The Flyers are already up 2-0 on the Red Wings, and Eric Desjardins, he set up the Eric Lindros goal. He sets up the John LeClair tip. Now 3-0, Gary and Bill.
The 2 afternoon games on the East Coast, Chicago at Anaheim, and a 4 o'clock start out west. The other games will be played tonight in the National Hockey League.
And Western teams will be able to see just how strong they are when they come up against some of the stronger defensive teams in the East. Remember what happened to the Red Wings in the playoffs at the hands of the New Jersey Devils last year? Well, this year with the interlocking schedule, they see each other twice, Western teams and Eastern teams, so there won't be any secrets by the time the playoffs roll around, at least the finals roll around.
Trying to hit Yari Curry over there. It's cleared up. McEachran trying to knock that down. Could not. Minute 56 left to go in regulation play. O'Donnell sends it in. Wrong side of the red line. This is going to be an icing call. Ray Bourque on the touch. Minute 48 left here in the third. National Hockey League action on the Deuce on Monday at 7:30 Eastern on ESPN2. The Stanley Cup champion New Jersey Devils will be going across the Hudson to take on the New York Rangers. Coolest game on earth and 2 of the great rivalries of the NHL. The Devils and Rangers on the Deuce Monday night. And the Rocket Rangers swept the Penguins in that home-and-home series this week, outscoring them 13-7. Pat Verbeek, one of those who had a big weekend for the Rangers.
Wake-up call for the Penguins.
Face-off coming to the left of Byron Dafoe. Ted Donato will move in to take this draw against Yannick Perreault, and he won it. Ray Bourque holds it in. Donato. Ted Donato in the corner. Steve Leach behind the net. Leach a wraparound chance. Shot! It was deflected off a stick in an empty net, but the puck never came to Stevens, who was standing there. Again, looking in front. Spun around Donato. Goes through the legs of the defenseman. Kings come 3-on-2. Yannick Perreault. Kristich on the near side. Ray Bourque stepped up and in. Centering pass by Tocchet. Deflects off skates into the corner. Kristich over there doing battle. Comes back up to Cowie. Over to McSorley. McSorley shot. Save made. Tocchet the rebound. Trying to get it back to Yannick Perreault. Bounces off the boards. A minute 6 to go in the third.
Boy, Steve Kasper's got to be pulling his hair out. How do you give up a 3-on-2 with a 1-goal lead in a minute and 10 seconds to go in the tilt?
Just replay that one and you'll have your answer. Marty McSorley. Defoe will be heading to the bench if his teammates can get control. He's still in there. We're under a minute to go in the third. Bounces to McSorley at center. They've got to come back. Tocchet. It came back in offside.
That tells you that the LA, or at least the Boston Bruins, confidence is not completely back. I mean, they've shown signs of a little bit of panic, and you don't get it back completely. So the LA Kings are still pecking away at it, waiting for the Bruins to help them with a little bit of self-destruction. I mean, really what both teams want here is a bunch of whistles. We played a minute straight right there. This allows Wayne Gretzky a chance to rest, allows Ray Bourque a chance to rest, and Steve Kasper really wants his Ray Bourque out there. He needs Ray Bourque out there. Wayne Gretzky didn't even start that shift. He came out in the middle of it.
LA is going to use their timeout here with 45.4 remaining.
Well, Larry Robinson's been in many situations, both defensive and offensive, when he played for the Montreal Canadiens, and he was winning championships and Norris trophies, so he knows both ends of it. He's giving his guys the offensive advice right now. Once it ends up on Wayne Gretzky's stick, though, all the X's and O's and advice go out the window. Wayne does what he wants.
We talked with Cam Neely before the game today. Ray Bourque has said all along that one of the problems of the Bruins, inconsistency. Need to work harder. Neely agrees.
Ray has had to speak up more than he's ever had to speak up in the past, and You know, it's unfortunate, but guys have to realize this is the Bruins, and you got to come to work hard every game. You might not be able to play great every game, but you can work hard every game, and that's all we're asking.
Ray Bourque certainly leads them in that department. All right, Defoe is headed to the bench. Extra skaters out there for the Kings. Time remaining in the game is what you're looking at. Kings need one to get it tied. McSorley along the boards jam. Kings have got to clear the zone here. They do. Wayne Gretzky is out there. There's an empty net at the other end. Flipped in the air. Sador back with Neely. Sador dumps it back out in front to Marty McSorley over to Gretzky. Wayne Gretzky looking ahead. Tried to feather that pass in. It will be covered. Kings will take the face-off here, with Scott Bailey having to smother that with Granato moving in.
What a great play by Wayne Gretzky. Had nobody to pass it to. So throw it up so that at least one of your guys can get into a foot race for it. And a worst case scenario, if your guy continues to the net, you get what the Kings have here, and that is a face-off. Scott Bailey smartly really covered it up and smothered it for the face-off.
And with 14.4 left, Boston's going to use their timeout. The Bruins leading at 2-1. Casper wants to make sure his people that he wants out on the ice have a rest here after that last face-off. A good finish here. Kings will have the extra skater with a pulled goaltender, and they'll have that face-off down in their offensive zone. Want to remind you, coming up today on ESPN at 4 o'clock today, Big East football will be taking the spotlight. The Pitt Panthers and the West Virginia Mountaineers. They'll be in Morgantown, West Virginia in this one. This is a great rivalry. The backyard brawl is what it's called. And then hoops coming up tonight. Number 1 Kentucky will take on number 15 Maryland. Kentucky believed to have one of the better college basketball teams that's been around a long time. You'll see them tonight.
A kind of a double-edged sword for the Boston Bruins. They took the face-off, and Larry Robinson diagrammed the whole time. He's got a set play that he wants his guys. Obviously, they're going to have to win the face-off, but he probably provided for the face-off loss, too. Double-edged sword for the Bruins. They call a timeout to get Ray Bourque some rest to make sure that he's got gas for the last 15 seconds, but you also give the LA Kings a chance to diagram.
All right, here we go. It'll be Yannick Perreault moving in to take the face-off against Stumple. It is dumped back into the corner. Stumple up to the point. Jari Kurri. Kurri to Gretzky. Curry's got a little room. Kurri the shot. Deflects into the seats.
Oh, Marty McSorley, I think, deflected it. The clock hasn't stopped. Now, 2 seconds went off the clock, and the LA Kings will complain about that. And they will have to rewind the main clock because a couple of seconds went off. Boy, the Bruins still showed a little panic. I mean, they won the draw. Then Joseph Stumple went back into the corner, and he dumped it right up the boards to Jari Kurri, who was wide open at the point.
Bill McCurry will come over to reset the clock. It's got .9 on it right now.
Bruins did what they wanted by winning the faceoff, but then put it up the boards. At stages like this in a hockey game, sometimes you think the boards are your best friends, and most times they're your worst enemy. Watch what Stumple does here when he goes back. Right up the boards to Jari Kurri, wide open. There's the whistle, and the clock kept going at least by a couple of seconds. Hometown finger on the clock right there.
It's a new garden, but same Boston, huh?
Yeah.
Got to take care of the home team. There's Stumple, who's taken a lot of the big face-offs in this game.
That's Don Sweeney talking to him. Say, okay, listen, when you get it back there, you just can't dump it up the boards. Our guy hasn't had a chance to get out there. The defensive assignment guy that's supposed to get out there is getting picked by one of the Kings, so that Curry's left wide open.
Back up from .9 seconds to 4 seconds. They, of course, have the video replay judge upstairs who can back it up, take a look at the clock just as you did there, and get it reset. So there's still time for the Kings to get this game tied up. Face-off will come to the left this time of Bailey. Robinson getting the people out there for a draw on the other side this time. Yannick Perreault, Rick Tocchet, Tony Granato, Gretzky, Jari Kurri are out there for the Kings. And they've got one more, which will be Marty McSorley, the extra skater. And they got Dmitry Kristich, who's going to take the draw against Stumple. So it's Kristich on the draw. It's cleared out of the zone. The Bruins will win it. So Scott Bailey still hasn't lost a game in the NHL as he's 3-0-1. And the Bruins take a 2-1 game from the Los Angeles Kings.
Right, Bailey did again what the Bruins asked him to do. How many spectacular saves did Scott Bailey have to make? Not that many. They've not asked him to make the spectacular saves. The Kings got one by him. He did the basic things well. He stopped the stoppable shots. He slowed the play down with play stoppages when he had to. Terrific win for the kid.
Cam Neely, who had one of the 2 goals in this game, the power play goal in the first. Moger had the other. We'll be back to Boston first. Let's check in with Steve.
Gary, thanks very much. Yeah, we'll get it back to you and Bill very shortly. And coming up on National Hockey Night this afternoon for you, we've got scores and highlights. There is other action around the NHL. And thoughts from Barry and Al. That's all coming up until we get you to the Residence Inn College Football Show. Mike Tirico standing by with that in about 15 minutes from now. Hang with us on National Hockey Night. The Bruins win at home 2-1.